We're in week 6 of high school football, and tonight has potential to be one of the best games we'll see all year long. It's a 3-3A matchup in which the winner will most likely go on to be conference champions as the Hoxie Mustangs take the field tonight against the Rivercrest Colts on our Tubetown game of the week. Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Maness alongside Alex Smith. And Alex, as I mentioned, both teams are undefeated in conference play coming into tonight's game. This is going to put one team in the driver's seat for the league title.
You're absolutely right. Both teams control their destiny tonight. Hoxie's ripped off 4 straight after losing their first game to Truman. That's thanks in large part to their senior quarterback, James Johnson. Rivercrest tonight, to win this game and have a chance at that 3-3A, they need to rely on Langston. He has over 3,770 career yards, Andy, and over 9 touchdowns this fall. And let's not forget, the weather could also play an important factor tonight.
That's right. It's a little bit chilly, a little bit chillier than it was last week. We just, kind of got fall underway last week. It started feeling that chill in the air tonight, a little bit of dampness in the air. In fact, very reminiscent of the game between these two teams last year at Hoxie. It was raining that night as well, and it definitely had an outcome on the game because it kind of stalwarted any kind of attempt by Rivercrest to get their ground game running. Cecil Langston still had a pretty good game on the ground last year against Hoxie. I think he didn't quite get to 100 yards, but very close to it. But again, the weather could play a big part in tonight's game. A little bit of rain in the area tonight. You got to wonder if Hoxie's going to be able to throw the ball like they want to because they run that spread offense.
They absolutely do. And like we said just a second ago, James Johnson, he has over 18 touchdowns this season. And don't forget about his legs because he has 115 carries for over 800 yards. So they're able to throw it and pass it. The rain has seemed to clear, and it's a nice, cool night. And it looks like it's going to be a great game. It always is between Hoxie and Rivercrest.
James Johnson, of course, is replacing All-State quarterback Cole Sears and son of Hoxie head coach Tom Sears. Of course, Cole now down at University of Monticello. But, man, just a stellar career for him at Hoxie. When you talk about numbers like 4,500 passing yards, that's just passing yards. Don't forget his 2,500 rushing yards on top of that. 45 rushing touchdowns, 61 passing touchdowns. That's incredible when you're talking about a career for a high school.
Those are definitely huge shoes to fill, and so far Johnson's done a great job at doing that.
We're getting set for kickoff here tonight on our Tubetown game of the week. Hoxie is back deep to return a Rivercrest Colt kick as we get set to get tonight's game underway. There's the kickoff, and it'll be taken at about the 10-yard line, out to the 15, the 20. Stutter step at the 25, spins, still on his feet, down to about the 27-yard line, and that was Gunnar Riggs on the return for the Mustangs, and Coach Tom Sears will send out his offense at the Hoxie, looks like about the 27, 28-yard line. Don't have any in-between marks out on the field tonight. We've just got the 5s and 10s.
Yeah, we see that from time to time in a lot of these small schools here, and this one's just like a lot of the others.
So 1st and 10 from the 27. James Johnson, senior quarterback, in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers out on the far side, but he'll hand it off up the middle. Running off the left tackle. Mustangs will pick up about 4 yards on their opening play, the opening drive of the night.
And they started off with a nice little run to the left there by Damani Davis. And I think we'll see a lot more of him tonight for Hoxie.
Damani Davis already 624 rushing yards on the year, 8 touchdowns. And again, as Alex just mentioned, you'll probably see a lot more of him tonight. One back in the backfield, that's Davis. Davis takes the handoff, and he will not get very far past the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, if that, but good front line defense there from the Colts.
And we were just speaking of Damani Davis, 624 yards and 8 scores. Those are impressive numbers for a sophomore.
Hoxie 4-1 on the year. Their only loss was to Truman, the opening game of the year. It's the first time that Coach Tom Sears has lost week 1 in 17 years. So it says a lot about the level of expectations he has for his football team each and every year. Play fake, pass out to the far sideline, caught and wrapped up at the 35-yard line. It'll be marked at about the 36-yard line, but not enough for a first down.
Senior Wesley Wright on the catch there. He He ran a nice little 9 or 10 yard hitch, but just 1 yard shy.
Looks like they'll actually mark him a couple yards shy of that first down marker. And we'll see if the punt team will come out for the Mustangs here. They're not quite to midfield yet, but not too far back in their own territory. They're in the shotgun formation, and they're going to draw the Colts off sides, and they'll move the chains, and it'll be a first down for Hoxie.
That was a great play, great call. That's something, if you're Rivercrest, that's just going to kill you as a coach, because that is unforced penalties, and you had to know something like that was coming. You have to know on 4th and shorts to be aware of that.
Well, Coach Kelly Chandler of Rivercrest has got 7 starters returning on defense. You'd like to think that they were experienced enough to know not to be drawn off sides on 4th down there, but right there they get a penalty in their favor with a false start on Hoxie. So the ball will be marched right back where it was a moment ago, only they'll replay first down now. 1st and 15. Hoxie wasting no time getting to the line. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Johnson will take the snap and run it himself. Bounces off of 1 blocker and is able to shuffle forward for a couple more yards. It'll be 2nd, and looks like it'll be about 2nd and 9 to go for Hoxie. Nearing midfield. They're just on the other side of the 40-yard line. We'll see if they want to open up their playbook here just a little bit. We've seen them pass it once already on this drive. See if they can do it again here. 3 wide receivers out on the far side, and it's going to be an option play. Davis takes the handoff, and he will not get very far. Running off the left side, picks up maybe a yard, but another 3rd and long coming up for the Mustangs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really conservative game so far by Hoxie. They haven't really, went out of the box to try to come out with any big plays. They're playing really conservative, and this is one of the quickest starts to any games we've seen so far, Andy. They've kept the ball on the ground. There hasn't been many penalties, and we're just about 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
You're right. This has been a very fast-paced game so far. As you mentioned, not a lot of clock stopping, and that's probably, as you said, the first time that's happened this year. Johnson's going to take direct snap off to the left side, and I don't know if he got past the line of scrimmage. Looks like he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and I think they're discussing where they're going to mark it right now. It doesn't look like he even gained a yard on that play, Alex. That should bring up 4th down. The Colts playing great defense here outside of that 1 penalty.
Yeah, they really are playing great defense. This is their 2nd 4th down that they've got Hoxie to on just this drive.
Oh, and actually, we've got a penalty there, and it'll be a holding penalty. They'll decline that so that they don't have to replay 3rd down. That will bring up 4th. And
it looks as if, though, they will bring on their punt team this time.
Punt team does come out for the Mustangs. And 1 man back deep to return for Rivercrest. It looks like Peyton Adams. There's the punt, and it'll bounce just short of the 40-yard line. It'll go out of bounds right about the 34 of Rivercrest, and that is where the Colts will take over on offense for the first time tonight.
Can y'all hear me?
A couple of players graduating for Rivercrest last year, Marquez Chu and Austin Griffin. So we'll see how Rivercrest looks to fill those holes in at quarterback. But you got a guy in the backfield like Cecil Langston. Doesn't really matter who's that quarterback, as long as you can get the handoff.
It really doesn't. He's really killing it this year. 9.9 yards per carry as they start out the game.
And
giving it to Langston.
Knew what was coming right off the bat. They know that Cecil Langston is the workhorse, pardon the pun, for the Colts, and they're more than ready for him tonight. So it'll be 2nd down and about 15 to go. It looks like they've got it at about the 24-yard line.
Did you tell me who they were?
And this time the handoff goes to the left. And again, not much on the carry. That time it looked like it was Braden Wilson on the carry.
Really great defense on both sides of the ball so far. These guys can't get anything going.
And you got to wonder again, it did rain quite a bit in the area. You wonder if field conditions are not too great for footing. But so far we haven't seen anybody look like they've slipped up at all. So 3rd down and long here for the Colts. Back to pass. Pass out on the flats. Complete down the sideline. Juke move. And he's up to the 50. He's at the 45, the 40. A foot race with a lot of Mustangs behind him, but nobody will catch him. And oh, baby, what an opening drive for the Rivercrest Colts.
What a catch and run by Peyton Adams.
Peyton Adams,
you can see the slant route, Andy, the little 8-yard out route, one miss, and then he's gone. Nobody touched him the whole time.
Peyton Adams, the senior safety / offensive utility player. And it is 6-0 here with the extra point on the way.
After some really great defensive stops, you couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
Kick is away, and not sure if it went through or not, but they say it did. So it is 7-0 here in the first quarter. The Rivercrest Colts leading the Hoxie Mustangs on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
We are more than daily transactions. We are more than checks and debit cards. We are more than farmland. For the people of Poinsett County, we are more than just a bank. At First Delta Bank, we see the world through the eyes of our customers because we know that our customers are our most valuable investment. We are proud of who we are and want to earn your banking business. We are First Delta Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Andy Manus and Alex Smith back here in Wilson, where the Rivercrest Colts have just taken a 7-0 lead over the Hoxie Mustangs, courtesy of a huge touchdown pass and catch from Kessler Pierce to Peyton Adams.
And you couldn't ask for anything better on your first pass of the night from Pierce. He hit Adams in stride, and he juked one man, and he was off to the races, 6 points.
What a sweet juke move that was on the sideline. That's going to be an awesome clip to watch during our 2-minute drill come next week. Kickoff taken at about the 10-yard line, out to the 15, the 20 in the middle of the field, the 25 following the blockers, out to about the 26-yard line, and the Mustangs will come back out on offense for the second time tonight. Not as good a field position as they had there on their first possession. The first possession was out to about the 35-yard line, this time out to about the 26. But their first possession stalled out after 2 fourth downs. The first fourth down taken away by a Colt offsides, and the second fourth down resulted in a punt. Handoff this time goes to Davis off to the left. Shakes one tackler, not able to shake a second, and a great stop in the backfield for Rivercrest.
Man, what great defense we've seen from Rivercrest so far. Hank Hill, believe it or not, the 6'4", 185-pound senior.
That'll bring up 2nd and long. Get me out here talking like Boomhauer now. Two receivers here on the near side for Johnson as he again steps up in the shotgun formation. Davis, the lone back in the backfield. Colts going to bring 4 down linemen and 1 linebacker. Johnson gets through the line, running out to the far sideline, and he's actually knocked backwards for another loss. And I do not see the flag. Could be in the area of holding. You see it over there on the far sideline near the down markers. And it looks like the Colts are marching it off the Mustangs' way, if you will.
And that's something that's so far over there we can't really see, but there's so many people sometimes you just get a little face mask. And I'm not sure if it was unintentional or not, but I'm sure it was. Both these teams playing really good so far.
So that'll set up 1st and 10 for Hoxie, right at midfield around the 43-yard line. And 2 backs in the backfield, a fullback ahead for Davis. And Davis has got a full head of steam, lowers his shoulder, and will lay the boom on Peyton Adams as they cross the 40-yard line down to about the 36.
And that was the first time tonight Deion Davis was able to find a hole, and he absolutely blew through it, lowered his shoulder. Great tackle there by Peyton Adams.
Diamante Davis moves the chains for Hoxie, 1st and 10 now. And the Mustangs hustle back to the line. They check their plays on their wristband. And 3 wide receivers set out wide for Johnson. 1 fullback ahead for Davis, and they'll use him. Davis again takes the handoff, another full head of steam. Breaks through the pack. He reached the 2nd level, down across the 20-yard line to about the 16. And 2 back-to-back big pickups on the ground for the Mustangs and Diamante Davis.
And absolutely, saw again, he gets a little bit of a hole and he's gone. That's 2 great runs in a row, and I would guess if I was the coach, I would go right back to him one more time.
Well, this is the 3rd week in a row we've had a feature running back stand in at 5'5", so I expect nothing less tonight from Davis.
That low center of gravity.
Only Davis doesn't have about 50 more pounds to his frame like the last 2 backs we've had.
That's why he's able to hit that hole so fast and get that cut.
James Johnson this time takes the snap. He'll keep it himself, running up the middle. He's able to juke through a couple of defenders. And it looked like he was able to pick up a good 6 yards on that carry. It should bring up a 2nd and 4, depending on where they spot the ball.
Hoxie having great success running the ball this drive. 2 in a row by Davis. And then again, Johnson able to get his biggest gain of the night for about 8 yards there.
4:30 remaining in the 1st quarter. And it'll be 2nd and 4 again for Hoxie.
First time we've seen the pistol formation tonight for Hoxie.
Put one man, slightly shifting him over to block. Davis gets the handoff, and he was met immediately by 2 linemen from the Colts.
Oh, that was a great tackle there by number 51, Jamaica Franks. He got around the end real quick.
Dylan Trapp getting in there as well to help out with that, and that brings up 3rd down for Hoxie. We'll see what they want to do here. They've got 1 player substitution. And it looks like they will again head back to the shotgun formation. And they've got that 1 blocker up front.
It is 3rd down and 3.
Davis. Oh, and they tried to draw him off again. There is a flag. Rivercrest is pointing at Hoxie. Hoxie pointing at Rivercrest.
Looks like it will be on Rivercrest.
The referee here on the near sideline is indeed pointing the Colts' direction. So that neutral zone infraction will move the Mustangs closer to the goal line and reset the down markers.
Yeah, you can argue Rivercrest has played almost a perfect game besides their 2 offsides penalties. Other than that, they've played basically a flawless game, and both times it's led to a 1st down for Hoxie.
This one is crucial, though. It does give Hoxie a 1st and goal. Handoff goes to Davis. Davis up through the middle. He is into the end zone. Touchdown. We've got ourselves a 1-point ball game with the extra point on the way.
He would not be denied on that. He lowered his head and bang, right through the gap for the touchdown.
Big things come in small packages, and none smaller than the 5'5", Diamante Davis.
What a great start to the game.
7-6 with the extra point about to be on the way. And again, we told you at the top of the broadcast, this has potential to be one of the games of the year, not just our game of the week. And it's not just our game of the week. I know KIT is here in the house. It's their game of the week. Hootens, Arkansas football, it's their Class 3 game of the week.
Yep, and nobody has been misinformed. Both of these teams control their destiny.
And we're going to have a timeout called by Rivercrest, their first of the first half, so we'll take a timeout with them. We're back in a moment. 7-6 is your score on the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving
I'll
residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
Doing kind of both, so I'm working on it.
Andy Maness and Alex Smith back here in Wilson, where Hoxie 1 point away from tying this ball game up here in the first quarter. 7-6 right now after that touchdown by Diamante Davis. And it comes with 3:25 remaining in the first. Extra point is up, and that looks like it was no good.
Wide left.
And it'll be wide left. So 7-6 remains the score. After that missed extra point, we'll take another quick break. Back with more first quarter action on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
Andy Manis and Alex Smith back here for Rivercrest and Hoxie, and the Colts are about to receive this kickoff from the Mustangs after that 4-yard touchdown rush by Diamante Davis. Hoxie would miss the extra point, so they do trail 7-6 here with 3:29 remaining in the first quarter. It didn't take long for these two teams to start putting up fireworks. And again, Alex, as you mentioned, this has been a very fast-paced first quarter. I don't know that we've had a game yet this year that has gone this quickly.
And I think it speaks to how good both of these teams are for the fact that their defenses were doing so well, and then all of a sudden, bam, 14 points is on the board. 13. But it's been a very well-played game.
There's a short kickoff. Fielded about the 35. They pass it back to Cecil Langston. Langston in the middle of the field, fighting for extra yards, still on his feet. He's across the 50 and down to about the 46-yard line. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that happen in the first quarter of a game.
Well, they knew right away who to get the ball to, no matter who caught it, and they went right to Langston. And they're going to call a holding there, and all of that will...
Peyton Adams takes it at about the 35-yard line, tosses it back to Cecil Langston, who catches an awesome block, runs to the middle of the field, and somehow still manages to fight through all these defenders. And there you saw the hold right there, I think, on number 12 from Rivercrest. I think he got held up and they threw the flag. So that's, and judging from where they're spotting the ball at now, I think that's exactly where it happened.
And, you know, I don't know if a coach can actually call that play like that if he knows it's going to go to Alexander. I think that was actually one of those, Adams. It was one of those plays where he had the presence of mind to do it.
Langston goes in motion, takes the pitch, reverses his field. He's across the 45 to the 50, all the way down to the other 40. And a little cutback reverse from Cecil Langston, and a big pickup on the ground for the Rivercrest Colts.
And if there was a hole blocked, it doesn't matter. Cecil Langston's going to make a hole for himself. And look at him drag 4 defenders for another 10 yards. Wow.
The 5'7" senior has got 4.5 speed, but he makes that it look like a very quick 4.5.
That's speed and power.
1st and 10 now from the Hoxie 40-yard line. They fake the handoff to Langston, and they'll run it up the middle instead, and they were ready for it. Hoxie stuffing the box on that run.
You know, that's one of the first stops we've seen in quite a while without a big chunky yards gain for both sides.
That does bring up 2nd and 10, and you're right, since Hoxie's initial possession, we haven't really seen, I don't know if we've seen maybe but 1 or 2 second downs since the opening possession of the game.
Yeah.
Again, in a bit of a wishbone formation here, they'll hand it off to Langston, running to his left. He follows a blocker. He's up across the 35, and what an excellent job by Langston staying patient, following that big Freddie Ware.
Absolutely, and that shows a lot of the smarts he has at running back there. Instead of try to outrun his big man like that, cut up behind him and get an extra 5 yards. Great play.
Well, you got a 6'2", 350-pounder to run by.
You better stay behind him. You should know to stay behind him.
He's going to lead the way. It'll be 3rd and about 3. Langston goes in motion, but they hand it off up the middle. Nobody is there to stop Braden Wilson.
Wow, everybody had their eyes on Cecil Langston, and every one of them bit on the defense.
So a minute 18 left to play. There you saw the fake to Langston, and you're right. Everybody bit on that. Nobody was watching number 11.
even the director and our cameraman was a little bit confused on that one, Andy.
Unbelievable.
Not to throw him under the bus or anything, but, you know.
Everybody gets fooled sometimes. Extra point about to be on the way. It was a 63-yard drive, by the way, from the Rivercrest Colts. Extra point up, and looked good from here, and they say it's good. So 14-6 your score. Still in the first quarter of the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Action Medical Supply in Truman is a family-owned local business dedicated to providing the best medical supplies and service. Let us show you how much a back brace can enhance your life and relieve your pain. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance is accepted, and Action Medical will even deliver to your door. Stop by or call Action Medical Supply today at 870-483-6959.
Andy Maness and Alex Smith welcome you back to the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. So far, we've had a good one in the first quarter. 14-6 is your score. Rivercrest leading Hoxie in this 3A3 matchup, the winner of which more than likely controlling their own destiny as far as the 3A3 title goes.
You're absolutely right. We've got what we expected. Both teams came out. They played great defense, and then all of a sudden we've got 3 quick scores. Nonetheless, it's been a great game so far.
Rivercrest getting ready to kick off. Short kickoff. It'll bounce at about the 25, fielded about the 20 by Diamante Davis. Davis out to the 25, the 30, in the middle of the field, spun around, still on his feet, down to the far hash mark at about the 25-yard line. So a long way to go for about 5 yards for Diamante Davis, and he'll have to catch his breath as the Mustangs come back out on offense for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Hoxie can put together another good drive, because the first 2 drives of the night, especially their last scoring drive, they were able to move the ball very well on the ground.
1st and 10 for Hoxie from their own, it's like 27-yard line. And it's a shotgun formation again for the Colts. Handoff does go to Davis. Davis up the middle, again lowering his shoulder, slung around to the ground hard by Cecil Langston, but not before picking up another first down for Hoxie.
A running back tackling a running back, and he's going to make him pay for that 9-yard gain every time.
What a slam by Cecil Langston. But again, they move the chains. Hoxie will have it 1st and 10. Quarterback James Johnson looking to the sideline. Catch the play from Coach Tom Sears. 3 wide receiver set for Johnson. It looks like Davis will be in the backfield for him with 1 blocker up ahead. Every time they've put that blocker ahead of Davis, he's done a good job following it and has been able to pick up a good chunk of yards. See if they give it back to him. They fake the handoff this time. Johnson looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Caught a nice block. He's still in the pocket. Tries to throw it away. He did have a receiver in the area, but boy, he better be glad he got that one away when he did.
That was a great play by Johnson to stay in the pocket and really scramble around and buy some time. I think they got away with the block in the back there, and also got away with getting a sack because Johnson was able to get rid of it there at the end. Great play.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Hoxie. Get to see again the legs of James Johnson, and he is very much a mobile quarterback. Again, 13 rushing touchdowns already on the year, nearing 1,000 yards. 3 wide receivers for the senior QB. Hands it off to Davis this time. Davis to about the mid-level. Will pick up about 7 yards on the carry, and that should bring up 3rd and 3, depending on where they spot it. Looks like they got it at about the 45.5-inch yard line.
And this will bring up another 3rd down for Rivercrest. Played great defense really on the night. Hoxie's played some good ball too, but again, another 3rd down. And the big one at that, but I think Hoxie's actually in a position they'll probably go for it on 4th down if necessary.
Right at midfield and trailing by 8 points here in the first quarter might not be a bad idea. Under 30 seconds to play as James Johnson takes the handoff, running, stopped by a few red jerseys, but I think his second effort was enough to push him over.
I absolutely think you're right. It was the second effort. He was hit at about the line, but that little rollout and 2 extra yards was able to get him the first.
And that stops the clock with 20 seconds until they reset the chains, giving Hoxie time to set back up, and they're already to the line. And they're ready to run a play here now under 20 seconds. But they are going to take their time here. 15 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let it run out, Andy.
5 seconds, I believe you are correct, left in the first quarter, and they head to their respective sidelines. So after 1 quarter of play here in Wilson, Rivercrest leading Hoxie 14-6 as we get ready to head to the second. Keep it tuned in here for your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Whether it's a night out on the town or a special occasion, visit Bistro 1121 in Blytheville. Live music on Tuesday, Prime rib special on Friday. Bistro 1121 on East Main in Blytheville. Perkins Restaurant and Family Bakery in Blytheville, newly renovated and open 5:30 a.m. until 11 p.m. daily. Stop by for any meal, anytime, or take home delicious sweets from our bakery. Perkins Restaurant and Family Bakery in Blytheville.
Minute 50. Andy Maness and Alex Smith back here for your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week, getting set to start the second quarter of action between Rivercrest and Hoxie. So far, Alex, it has been a pretty fantastic game between these two squads.
Oh, it really has. 14-6, of course. Hoxie's got the ball and driving, and they got a chance to tie up the score. Both teams really coming out, and like you said, a great game. Both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively.
Hoxie had to punt it away on their first drive of the game. Rivercrest answered on their first drive of the game, or I should say struck first on their first drive of the game. Hoxie was able to put points on the board their next time out, but missed an extra point, so they trailed 7-6, and then Rivercrest would have a minute 58, 63-yard drive, capping it off with a Braden Wilson touchdown. And here on 1st and 10 from midfield, Hoxie's going to run it up the middle and maybe pick up 1 yard. That'll bring up 2nd and looks like 8. They'll give him 2 yards on the carry. And again, Hoxie will set up in the shotgun formation. You probably won't see them line up in anything different all night long. They love to run the spread, and they execute it very well. 3 wide receivers, and again, a big blocker out ahead for Diamante Davis in the backfield. Fake the handoff to him. Johnson keeps it himself, and he is not going to fight off big number 56, Dylan Trapp, 6'4", nearing 300 pounds for the Rivercrest Colts. And once he's got his claws on you, he's not going to give it away.
And that was a basic read option there, and I think it was a better play for Johnson to actually keep the ball because they may have lost a few more yards if they had handed it off to Davis.
And that is Trapp's 2nd tackle for loss on the night.
A little scores for you from around the area. Rector is up 14-8 on EPC in the first. Highland is up 14-0 on Harrisburg. Blytheville 13-7 on Greene County Tech, and Wynn 14-0 right now.
3rd and 10 for Hoxie here, and we're going to get a timeout here as there was about 2 seconds left on the play clock, so they'll avoid the delay of game penalty right there. So we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout with them. Still in the second quarter of play, Rivercrest leading Hoxie 14-6. It's the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. That's surprising. God, I need some water so bad. Andy Maness and Alex Smith back here in Wilson. Rivercrest leading Hoxie in the second quarter. Just starting the second quarter. 10 minutes, 33 seconds left to play here in this half. Hoxie with the ball at midfield, but it's 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs. We'll see what they dial up here on 3rd and long. 4 wide receiver set for James Johnson. He's going to throw. Throws a slant route, and it's incomplete. Looking to hit Wesley Wright, rather. And Wright just could not haul in the rocket from James Johnson.
And he really couldn't, and that was a great pass from Johnson, a great little slant route there. Hit him in the hands, he couldn't hang on, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for Hoxie.
The punt team will come out on the field for the Mustangs, and we'll see if they want to punt it away or if maybe they have a few tricks up their sleeves. Back deep to return for Rivercrest looks like Peyton Adams, and we've already seen he's got a little bit of an arm on him. He could throw it if he has to. He tossed a kickoff return back to Cecil Langston moments ago.
He sure did.
And Hoxie's going to punt this one away. Peyton Adams will step up to about the 20-yard line to field this, running here to the near sideline. Oh, big play there from Langston, and they'll throw a flag there as Adams is pushed out of bounds, and Cecil Langston lowering the boom.
And that was a close call, Andy, and I believe that's going to be a referee's discretion call there because that was right on the That was right on the shoulder, I thought. But
well, let's see it again.
I'm not a referee.
And they're going to say that I don't know if they'll call it a block in the back. I'm right there with you. I'm not too sure what the call is there. Maybe
because he landed on his back when he got hit. So we'll see.
We'll see what he's going to call here. Now, granted, and they didn't really tell us much there.
They signaled block in the back.
And I don't know if it was too much of a block in the back because the Mustang who was hit did have his head slightly turned, wasn't looking at Cecil Langston at all.
I have seen it called the other way, but again, there was 3 flags from 3 different refs, so I'm going to go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt there. And that's going to set back Langston and Rivercrest about 15 more yards.
Langston standing at the 10. He takes the handoff. He's out to about the 20, the 30. It's a foot race, and you can go ahead and chalk this one up for a touchdown because nobody's going to catch him. The Rivercrest Colts have just scored again, this time from 85 yards out.
You can argue Cecil Langston just wanted to add 15 more yards to that touchdown there. And he wasn't even touched, Andy.
Once he was through the line, I think you're right. I don't know if a single Hoxie player got a hand on him. He was off to the races.
Wow, what a run.
Cecil Langston, the senior tailback for Rivercrest, adding some more spectacular stats to his line tonight. And he's probably under 10 carries for the night, but now probably over 100 yards. 5 carries on the night, and he's over 100.
Wow.
So much for that 9.9 yards per carry average.
I believe
as
he's
the
up
extra point is up and good for Rivercrest. They now lead 21-6 on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
We are more than daily transactions. We are more than checks and debit cards. We are more than farmland. For the people of Poinsett County, we are more than just a bank. At First Delta Bank, we see the world through the eyes of our customers because we know that our customers are our most valuable investment. We are proud of who we are and want to earn your banking business. We are First Delta Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You haven't seen fast until you watch this replay from Cecil Langston. Once he gets through the line, he is gone to the house.
His head is barely moving, Andy. It's very level. That's a great run, and wow.
How about this stat line? 5 carries, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. And we're not even to halftime yet for Cecil Langston.
That yards per carry average is above 10 yards now, and he came in at 9.9.
That is unreal. About an 85-yard touchdown rush by Langston. And this kickoff will be taken across the 25 to the 30. Tripped up down to about the 35-yard line. And Gunnar Riggs will give decent field position to a Hoxie team who has not been able to answer the last 2 Colt touchdowns. First and 10 for the Mustangs as they come back out on offense. James Johnson has been held in check tonight. This Rivercrest Colt defense playing like they want this conference title. 35-yard line for the Mustangs. Johnson running off to the right. He's able to get past one tackler, picked up off of his feet and dropped on his back at about the 35-yard line, but looks like they'll give forward progress at about the 40. They picked him up and carried him through the air about 5 yards.
And he did. He got about 4 or 5 hard-earned yards before he was picked up by a gang of Colts.
Braxton Brown in there helping out on the tackle. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Hoxie.
We've seen some really great team defense from Riverside tonight.
Or from Rivercrest, rather.
Excuse me, Rivercrest, excuse me.
Well, they're stacking the box now, getting ready to guard against the run from Diamante Davis. And even ready for it, Davis is able to pick up a nice chunk of yards. It looked like he's able to move the chains as they push him back to the 43. They'll mark the ball at the 47. And those are some hard-earned yards for the Hoxie Mustangs. As you said, Alex, Rivercrest just playing great defense tonight, and I think that defensive line I don't know if they give out helmet stickers here at Rivercrest, but they definitely deserve a few of them so far tonight. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Davis back in the backfield, and he'll take the handoff. He's running to the right now, cuts back to the left, and dropped at about the 47-yard line. Another nice pickup for Diamante Davis.
That was another great pickup, and their offensive line really won the battle there. As you see them 4 yards ahead of Davis before he even touches the ball. He got a little bit of a hole there, but again, great defense by Rivercrest.
That'll bring up 2nd and 4. And this is playing to the advantage of Hoxie, obviously. They've not done too well when they've had some of these 3rd and longer situations. So if they don't get very far here on 2nd, which it does not appear that they will, they'll actually get stopped in the backfield yet again. Another Rivercrest Colt back there. Dylan Hennard back there to make the stop for a loss. This time brings up 3rd down. But again, Hoxie not having much success with some of these 3rd and longer situations.
Yeah, you're right, Andy, and that was a great tackle by number 50 there, and it's another big senior for Rivercrest, and that's what makes this defense so good is a lot of their leadership, and it sets them up with another big 3rd down.
Rivercrest again returning 7 starters, both on offense and defense, as Hoxie sets up for 3rd down. Fake the handoff to Davis. James Johnson will keep it himself on the option. He'll run off to the right down the far sideline, get across midfield down to about the 46, but a flag was thrown in the backfield, and it looks like, Alex, it's either in the area of holding or a block in the back.
And they'll call a face mask, and it will be a face mask on Rivercrest. It looks like Johnson may have got clipped on the mask as he was trying to get around the end there.
I think that's the 4th penalty called on Rivercrest tonight, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the 3rd one that will give a 1st down to Rivercrest when it should be 4th down, or excuse me, give a 1st down to Hoxie when it should be a 4th down play.
They have definitely been big penalties, and they've been at inopportune times for Rivercrest, and it's really helped Hoxie, and that may be one of the reasons they're still in this ball game.
1st and 10, Johnson looking to throw. Throws down the far sideline on a hitch route. Caught at about the 35-yard line as the receiver falls down.
And it looks like it went through his arms there because they're going to mark it back down. I thought he had the ball, but it looked like it went right through his arms.
And again, we could be seeing some of those field conditions coming into play there on that particular play.
Yeah, you're right.
Ball could be a little bit wet out there as the ground's obviously got to be soaked from some of the rains we had earlier today in the area. 2nd and 10, handoff goes to Diamante Davis. Juke move in the backfield, but he cannot get around the big lineman, Dylan Hennard.
Now we saw Hennard again getting in the backfield for another tackle for loss. That's a one-man show right there. That was one man making a tackle.
That's the 2nd tackle for loss on this drive for Dylan Hennard. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 again for Hoxie. And haven't had much success again here on 3rd down. From the Rivercrest 44-yard line, substitution coming out on the field for Hoxie as Wesley Wright heads back to the sideline. And the wide receivers are stacked up on the far side there. One in the slot, one on the far side, and they're going to block for Diamante Davis. Davis has got a nice hole to run through down to about the 30-yard line. And we'll see if he got over it. It looks like they'll actually spot him, Alex, at about the 27. But yet again, Diamante Davis following those blockers, lowering his shoulder. He's able to scoot for a nice pickup on the ground.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Another big chunky yards for Davis. We've seen 3 or 4 plays tonight from him where he's got big chunks of 15-plus yards.
He's got some big linemen to run behind. You talk about a 6'4", 300-pound senior in Chandler Stroud. And he's definitely helped pave the way tonight for Davis.
Yeah, and that's where it starts.
1st and 10 for Hoxie. Davis again in the backfield. One blocker ahead of him, and they'll fake the handoff to Davis. James Johnson keeps it himself. Hurdles one defender at the line down to about the 17-yard line. And a very nice pickup again on the ground for Hoxie, and they've got the ground game working here on this drive. They move the chains again.
Yeah, exactly. That read option has worked really well tonight. Davis and Johnson, both great runners. You can't ask for much more if you're going to run the read option than have 2 guys like that.
So now inside the red zone of Rivercrest with 6:24 and counting here left in the half for Hoxie. Fake the handoff to Davis, and Johnson is going to keep it himself. He got wrapped up in the backfield by 2 Rivercrest Colts, and again, Dylan Hennard in there all over it.
Yep, Dylan Hennard in again. And also looks like Braden Wilson is in there helping out to make the tackle. Another tackle for loss.
Braden Wilson, one of the key players on defense for Rivercrest. And there you saw it there on that play. So it'll be second and about 12 to go here on this play for Hoxie with 4 wide receivers, 2 in the slot and 2 out wide, and they almost got Rivercrest to jump offside again. 1 second left on the play clock, and they will call a timeout. I believe that'll be the first charge timeout to Hoxie of the first half. 5:38 remaining here in the second quarter. 21-6 is your score. And again, it's been a very, very quick game tonight. The clocks have kept rolling with all of the ground game that's been going on tonight.
And it really has, Andy. And we actually have a pretty impressive stat for you here. Bentonville has a 26-yard field goal blocked by Harbor, returned 100 yards for a touchdown. Wow.
All right, that's some very interesting news from up northwest.
That sure is.
Don't see that happen too often at the high school
block
level.
return. Yeah, wow.
Unreal. Well, we know there's one guy here tonight that's willing to take it the distance, and that's Cecil Langston. We've already seen him almost run the entire length of the field with an 85-yard touchdown run. And right now, though, the Colt defense is out trying to prevent Hoxie from putting anything up here in the second quarter on the scoreboard. Playing stout defense here in the red zone. 2nd and 12. Be 3 wide receivers out for James Johnson. Davis in the backfield with him. Johnson fakes the handoff, throws it out here to the near sideline. Stutter step at the 10. Oh, and he lost the football at the 5. Picked up by Cecil Langston. He's down the sideline. 1 man left to beat it. He's across the 50.
He outran himself, Andy.
How about Cecil Langston?
Oh, wow.
Cecil Langston down to the 40-yard line. And
watch this replay, Andy. Wow.
Wesley Wright just trying to stretch out and get some extra yards. Dropped the ball before he hit the ground. Langston picks it up, runs down the near sideline, and absolutely blew up a Hoxie defender.
He blew up James Johnson, the quarterback, trying to make the tackle after the fumble. And he had a touchdown, but his legs were going too fast, Andy. His motor was working too hard. And what a great play, though. Great play.
That sets up Rivercrest 1st and 10. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. That was unbelievable. Cecil Langston not in the game right now. He's going to catch his breath. They're going to hand it off up the middle. And Braden Wilson is going to pick up maybe a yard on the carry. That should bring up 2nd and 9. And 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Rivercrest again out to a comfortable lead here, 21-6, and threatening to score again before halftime. Sending a man in motion. They pitch it out to Cameron Wilson. Wilson tries to cut up through the tackles, and he's able to pick up maybe a couple of yards. Got to bring up 3rd down, and here comes Cecil Langston back out on the field. And Hoxie actually saying that they have the football right now. I guess there must have been a loose football. We'll see if they want to give it to the Mustangs or if they'll call it a down ball. And trying to figure out what's going on down there. They're sorting out the pile. It appears they're going to say it's a down ball. Apparently there was a fumble on the play, but Rivercrest is going to maintain possession. And I think I saw one of the referees actually, I don't know if you saw what we were seeing here, one of the referees pointing in the face of one of the Hoxie defenders, and he told him to move to this spot. And that player did not say anything else after that, and he moved to that spot.
Good call.
3rd down, passing the ball, and they're going to try to get it out to Cecil Langston, and it's over his head. And some of the Rivercrest fans wanted pass interference here. That ball was not catchable.
Yeah, they jumped up wanting pass interference, and that's because the ball was uncatchable, and that brings up 4th down.
Kessler Pierce just couldn't quite fit that in there, and the special teams unit coming out on the field for Rivercrest. With 4th and 7 to go, it looks like Braden Wilson is going to be punting this one away. And this is interesting territory for Rivercrest to be in here. Watch for a fake because they are a bit too far out to try to just completely punt this one away. And there's the fake I was talking about. Langston muffed the snap. He picks it up and runs with it, and he's not going to get very far.
Hoxie saw that one coming, Andy, and they were all over it, and it was a great stop and way to get the ball back.
Langston I don't know if Langston was quite ready for the snap or not, but it went off of his hands. He had to pick it up and try to make something happen, but a big break there for Hoxie as they get the ball back. Tough drive and a tough break for Hoxie on their last possession. They got all the way down to the 5-yard line and fumble. Hoxie 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Handoff to Davis. Davis following his blockers down the far sideline. He's got a seam, and we've got a flag come flying out from the referee who was standing at about the Rivercrest 35-yard line, a good 25 yards away, and he threw his flag.
I believe that was another face mask call, Andy. I saw his head jerk back a little bit, and I think that ref was in prime position to see that one. And
You're exactly right. So another personal foul on Rivercrest.
You'll see it here after about 10-yard pickup. He
there
grabbed
it
the
was.
back hard.
There it was, and I think that was Ryan Rogers getting a hand in there.
And of course, it was always unintentional, it seems to be. They know not to do that.
It looked like he let him
go.
go. Absolutely, as soon as that happened. So we've certainly seen some more malicious attempts in covering some games, and that certainly was not one of them. But that does, however, give Hoxie some more good field position here with 4:05 remaining in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs from the Rivercrest 35-yard line. And Johnson is going to take the snap, look to throw, spins out of the pocket. Oh, but he cannot avoid a second attempt. And I think that was Braden Wilson getting through the line and getting his hands on the quarterback.
That was. You mentioned Braden Wilson earlier in the night. He's such a key component to that defense, and he gets through untouched. And it takes him 2 tries, but he gets him another 1 sack for, Wilson.
Quite a few Wilsons on the Rivercrest team.
There is.
At least 3 of them on their roster. But that does set Hoxie back to the Colts 40-yard line, and now it's about 2nd and 16. High snap, they give it to Davis. Davis running to the right side is very near the 35-yard line. We'll see where they will spot it. They'll spot him just short at about the 36 of Rivercrest. And Diamante Davis has got to be gassed by this point. He's been carrying a big part of the load tonight for these Hoxie Mustangs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Johnson's had a few big plays, but for the most part, Davis is what's kept him in this game with his big chunks of yards on the ground.
See what they dial up here on 3rd and long. Again, Mustangs have not been able to be very consistent on 3rd and long as far as converting those. Timeout out on the field. Rivercrest is going to take their, I believe, 3rd charge timeout, and that should be their last one of the first half. We will take one with them. 2:46 remaining to play in the second quarter here on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
Andy Manus and Alex Smith back here with you. Looking at this fumble by Hoxie out on their last drive. Big hit there from behind. Cecil Langston is able to pick it up and run down the far sideline. But it's not the pick it up and the run that's impressive. It's that right there.
Wow.
Absolutely bowling over James Johnson and just getting tripped up. And, boy, he was a little bit too much out on that full head of steam. James Johnson now pump fakes, pulls it back in, throws it over the middle. Caught at the 25, stretching out to about the 20. Nicely done by Dylan Cheatham.
That was another good pass, another good completion by Hoxie. And that will bring up a first down and puts them in prime position.
How about James Johnson, though, on that play? He's looking at his first option and has to haul in the pump fake and is able to move around in the pocket just enough to buy his receiver some time. 1st and 10 from the Rivercrest 20-yard line, and again in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers bunched up here on the near side. They'll hand it off to Davis. No, they fake the handoff. Johnson keeps it himself on the option, and he is gang tackled at the 20-yard line.
And Andy, we come to a lot of these games, and we get hosted by a lot of people, but we'd like to thank Kaiser LP Gas tonight. They hooked us up with a lot of sweet barbecue. A lot of places don't feed us. A lot of places don't seem grateful to have us, but they actually fed us. We've been out here all day, and we'd just like to say thank you to them.
Yeah, absolutely, and big thanks to them also for being our Tubetown sports sponsors. Davis takes a handoff, spins, and is tackled for a loss there on that play. But that barbecue before the game tonight was excellent. Served with some baked beans and
chips,
just
Coke.
Good stuff.
I mean, it's barbecue. You can't beat it with a stick. So.
Hard to mess that one up.
And they didn't. They were on point.
3rd and 10 for Hoxie here after that run by Diamante. Davis goes for a loss of a yard. We'll see what Hoxie can draw up here again on 3rd and long. Colts have done a good job of holding Hoxie to a lot of 3rd and longs today. Sends a man in motion. Johnson hands it off.
Looking to pass, Andy.
Austin Blocker is going to cut up the sideline instead. He'll keep it himself, and there's a flag that came out real late at the end of that play.
That was a smart play because he had the option of throwing the ball there on that reverse, and because he didn't throw it, there's a flag on the end of the play, and in most likelihood, that's a hit after he went out of bounds, and that's going to give him another first down and another big opportunity to keep this game close. Just 52 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
And they're going to say it's a horse collar on Rivercrest.
Yeah.
And so Austin Blocker is able to follow a few blockers and pick up a first down after that penalty. But there, as Alex, as you said, a very smart idea to draw it in. And there you saw the horse collar by Oscar Rios, rather. So 1st and 10 again from inside the 10-yard line. And Alex, that is yet again another penalty that happens for Rivercrest on 3rd and long.
Another big penalty, and, each one has cost them. I mean, it's been on 3rd and 4th down each time, and Hoxie's been able to capitalize off of it.
They have, absolutely. And I mean, you look at it; they've had a 5-yard offsides on 4th down, another 5 yards on offsides on 4th down, a face mask that happened on 3rd down, and now on this drive alone, another face mask and now a horse collar. Both of those happened on 3rd down. Every one of these penalties has either happened on 3rd or 4th down for Rivercrest and allows Hoxie to keep these drives alive.
Those are definitely timely penalties for Hoxie, and of course about the worst kind of penalties you can have for Rivercrest. There's never a good one, but in these instances it's been on just bad timings. We do have a few updates in the area for you. Rector and EPC tied at 14 in the second. Highland up 14-0 on Harrisburg. Blytheville down 13-14 on Greene County Tech. North Little Rock up 21-14 on Jonesboro in the second. And Truman is down 6-8 to Gosnell in the second. We'll have some more scores for you as we go on.
How about Truman holding Gosnell to 8 points, is it?
It is 6-8 right now.
1st and 10 back here as Diamante Davis takes a handoff up the middle, and he's pushed backwards to about the 15-yard line. A big loss there. As Hoxie trying to stick to the ground, they'll actually spot his backward progress rather, at about the 10-yard line because that play did not go forward at all. And we've got another timeout on the field. It's going to be a timeout for Hoxie, and we are very near here the end of the first half. 21-6 is your score. Rivercrest leading Hoxie in this 3A3 matchup in your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Action Medical Supply in Truman is a family-owned local business dedicated to providing the best medical supplies and service. Let us show you how much a back brace can enhance your life and relieve your pain. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance is accepted, and Action Medical will even deliver to your door. Stop by or call Action Medical Supply today at 870-483-6959.
Andy Maness and Alex Smith back here. Rivercrest and Hoxie. The Colts leading the Mustangs 21-6 as we're getting near the end of the first half. And it's so far Hoxie tonight leaning heavily on number 4, Diamante Davis. 21 carries on the night, almost 120 yards for 1 touchdown. And Hoxie is threatening here in the red zone of Rivercrest yet again. Only been able to find the end zone once tonight. We'll see if they can do it here. Davis lined up as a slot receiver here. James Johnson all alone. And we have got a flag before the play even gets started. And they're pointing towards Hoxie, so they're going to back it up 5 yards. And is that a false start on the Colts? The Mustangs, rather?
It was a false start, and it was one of those where they came out with no running back in the backfield. And I think that's the first time they've gone 5 wide. And, something like that minorly off could affect them. And regardless, false start, and it's going to set them back a few yards.
Well, they're going to try it again. Another 5 wide receiver set. 3 on the far side, 2 on the near side. Diamante Davis lined up here in the near slot, trying a little bubble screen, but they're going to throw it deep. And a touchdown. Hoxie puts points up on the board right here at the end of the second quarter.
That was all James Johnson, the quarterback for Hoxie. He was trapped, nowhere to go, falling away. Nice throw. It couldn't have been any better. Touchdown, Hoxie.
Threw that one off his back foot straight into the hands of Dylan Littlejohn. And Littlejohn is able to put 6 more points on the board for the Mustangs and give them 12 for the first half. Now 21-12 is your score.
They're going to go for 2 here, Andy. Try to make it an even 7 points.
Send a man in motion.
Or 8.
And Rivercrest coaches are waving frantically to their defense, trying to shift them around. James Johnson takes a high snap. He's running to the far sideline, trying to find someone to get it to.
Great pass.
Across his body for 2. An unbelievable throw from James Johnson to Austin Blocker. He threw that one all the way across his body. Great job keeping his eyes downfield, and we have got ourselves a ball game here, 21-14. Watch this replay. There you see the Rivercrest coaches trying to shift their defense over. It looked like they got them where they needed to be, but how about the presence of mind by James Johnson here?
Well, their coaches, they were screaming, everybody go right, and they did just that. The perfect play call, though, by Hoxie to have a player run a curl over the left, and he caught him there at the right time. 2 good passes in a row. 14-21. We couldn't have asked for a better game with 37 seconds to go here, Andy.
What an unbelievable game we've had so far tonight for your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. We're not even at the second half yet. We've already had 2 running backs eclipse the 100-yard mark in the first half, 1 for each team.
Against great defenses, by the way. The defenses aren't slacking.
But again, Rivercrest kind of shooting themselves in the foot there on that drive on defense is great. As good of a job as they've done on defense tonight, that timeout, penalties absolutely cost them points.
Yeah, if they can go into the locker room and fix the 3rd and 4th downs defensively and get that under control, there's no reason to believe that Rivercrest won't come out of here with the win tonight. But if they continue to get those costly penalties on 3rd and 4th down and give Hoxie these kind of opportunities to stay in the game, then there's no doubt that Hoxie has a chance to win the game.
37 seconds left in the first half. Just enough time for Cecil Langston to possibly get his mitts on this kickoff return and take it in for a touchdown if they kick it to him, and they wisely won't. How about that one-handed grab by Ryan Rogers, the 6'3" defensive end tight end for Rivercrest, and he wasn't going to give that ball time to hit the ground.
I'd put him on the hands team on the onside return because he saw the ball and he did not let it go by him, and as tall as he is, that was pretty athletic.
He just did his best Odell Beckham, and it was quite impressive. But how about the field position that actually gives Rivercrest? Not to mention the fact that it saves a potential catastrophe in Hoxie getting to that ball before Rivercrest does.
Really does. Great play, and here they come. They're coming out throwing.
Kessler throws it here to the near sideline, caught it about the 5-yard lines, and Kessler Pierce again completing a pass to Peyton Adams.
And the clock is still running. Adams had an opportunity to get out of bounds. He did not. Well, there is now under 20 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
Kessler Pierce takes the snap, looking to throw, and it's a reverse. Cecil Langston takes the Statue of Liberty play, spins around 150. He's down the far sideline, cutting back to the middle of the field. He's out to about the 25 rather. And what about that play from Rivercrest.
That was a great play. He asks if he's going to throw it, and Cecil comes around the end, takes it. You saw the gain. There's 3 seconds left on the clock, and Rivercrest will spike it. 2.7 to go here in the second quarter. Great play all around there by Rivercrest, especially spiking the ball with 2 seconds left.
In one half of football, we have seen the Rivercrest Colts do a variation on a hook and ladder, and now we've seen them dig deep into the playbooks of yesteryear and pull out the Statue of Liberty play.
Exactly.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing here tonight from these Rivercrest Colts. They're only up by a touchdown, though.
This will be the last play of the half, Andy.
A chance to put points up on the board. We'll see if we get a Hail Mary, if they're let Cecil Langston try to run it. Kessler's going to pass it. Caught at the 20. At the 15, juke move, spins. They're looking for someone to get it to. They lateral it to Peyton Adams. Adams still on his feet, and he could not hand it off to anybody else. And
great effort, though. Great effort.
Rivercrest is, they are not scared to pitch it around the yard, that's for sure. But what a game we've got here at halftime. 21-14, Rivercrest leading Hoxie. We'll take a break and come back with some halftime stats, all part of your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. Because, well, he's just been handing it off to Cecil Langston, and Cecil Langston's not doing it all by himself, getting some help from the likes of Braden Wilson and, of course, Peyton Adams chipping in as well.
And you're absolutely right. They'll do whatever they can to get the ball to Cecil Langston. And if Hoxie can put a stop to that, then they'll have a better chance at winning this game. But right there's a good start to it.
Cecil and Langston gets pushed down a little bit late there, and nobody here on the Rivercrest Colts sideline too happy about that. But Langston tackled for a loss, and a good defensive effort there from Hoxie on the first play of the second half. So it'll be 2nd and 11 to start off here for the Colts. Second play. Pierce hands it off to the left of Langston. Langston has got a gap. He's at the 45, the 40. One man left to beat. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. He's able to scoot into the end zone. Touchdown, Rivercrest, and boy, that did not take long.
It did not take long, Andy. And second time he touched the ball this half. First time tackled for a loss. This one right here, great eyes. Way to find the gap, and once he does, he will not be stopped. The defender had a 10-yard lead on him, got his hands on him. Look at the power, Andy, able to just stroll into the end zone for a big TD.
How about Austin Blocker getting his hands on Cecil Langston, and as you said, just too strong, cannot bring that man down. And a 57-yard drive, 43 seconds off the clock.
Wow.
And another 6 points for the Rivercrest Colts. There's the extra point on the way, and that one is through and good. So 7 points on the board to start the third quarter for Rivercrest, and they lead this one 28-14 on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. Andy Maness and Alex Smith welcome you back to this amazing touchdown run by Cecil Langston. Look at the power to get past the last defender here as Austin Blocker gets his hands on Langston, isn't able to bring him down or even push him out of bounds there at the last second.
I'm sure there's plenty of defenders here in the 3A3 that can say that, Andy. They got their hands on him but just couldn't bring him down. And I'm sure there's going to be a few more this season that are going to say the same thing.
That drive only took 43 seconds off the clock, and Rivercrest is already kicking it off here in the third quarter. Kickoff taking it about the 10, now up to the 20, very near the 30 now. And forward progress stopped at about the 33-yard line as Gunnar Riggs brings it out to midfield.
And the extra effort there almost cost him. He got swiped there by the ball. It almost came out, but way to hang on to it. And that's going to set up Hoxie with their first drive of this half.
And that wouldn't be the first time we've seen trying to fight for a little extra effort hurt Hoxie. We've already seen that once tonight right near the goal line. In fact, Wesley Wright reaching out and fumbling. I believe it was Wesley Wright reaching out and fumbling right there at the 5, and Cecil Langston, of course, we know picked that up and got a hefty return out of it. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, and they'll run it with Diamante Davis off the left side. Nice little edge there. He's able to pick up a gain of about 6. And again, Diamante Davis already over 100 yards so far tonight.
And because of the score and because of just the impact of the plays that we've seen from Cecil Langston tonight, Davis has been kind of overshadowed. And here in a few years, it's going to be amazing to see where he's at, because as a sophomore, he is just having a great game. But, of course, since they're down, it's a little bit overshadowed by Langston.
And again, Diamante Davis, the lone back in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff to him. James Johnson keeps it himself. He runs off the right tackle and is slung backwards at about the 40-yard line. And a short pickup on the ground for Hoxie will bring up a 3rd and 4. I beg your pardon. It'll be a lot shorter than that. He must have gotten way farther than I thought he did. They'll mark him at a 3rd and 1. Stretch that ball out quite a ways. So 3rd and 1 for Hoxie as they set up in the shotgun. Again, 2 wide receivers on the far side, and they're going to run it with James Johnson again, this time off the right tackle. He's able to get out to midfield at the 50, and the pile being pushed backwards, but they'll stop his forward progress again right at midfield at the 50-yard line, and it's enough to move the chains again for Hoxie. The ground game slowly but surely still working for the Mustangs.
You're absolutely right. Johnson and Davis have really been the only offense tonight for Hoxie. We've had some big receptions, but for the most part, it's just the running by these two.
And again, they look like they're going to set up to run it again, and this time the Colts are bringing pressure. And Braden Wilson was all over that in the backfield as James Johnson is wrapped up. And I can't wait to take a look at this replay, because you're going to see number 11 just break through the line. There you see him hit the initial blocker. He's able to fight off Diamante Davis and get a hand on James Johnson. What a job by Braden Wilson. That's a loss of 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 15 for Hoxie. Actually, it's about 2nd and 13, beg your pardon.
And for those of you who are watching this game tonight, we'd like to tell you that the Cardinals just took game 1 from the Cubs 4-0.
That's a Redbird winner as Diamante Davis absolutely smoked as he nears the line of scrimmage. Another great tackle by Dylan Hennard.
Dylan Hennard's been all over the field tonight, Andy. He's had some really big plays. It's kind of hard to stop a guy that's 6'1", 230 and a senior. He's had years of experience, and he's showing it tonight. He's been in the backfield on almost every possession. And
it brings up another 3rd and long situation for Coach Tom Sears and the Mustangs. Again, losing All-State quarterback Cole Sears, and some big shoes to fill for James Johnson, but Hoxie sitting at 4-1 on the year doesn't look like they've had too much trouble filling in the holes. James Johnson here on 3rd down, fakes the handoff, looking to throw, throws it deep into double coverage, jump ball, and the Hoxie Mustang came down with it. That was Wesley Wright hauling it in over the taller defender.
And that was a great pass, but even a better catch. That could have been caught by the defender or the receiver, and right there at the end you see a great catch, great effort by Wesley Wright.
Bruce Parker was the defender on that play, and he wasn't able to get up quite high enough to get that one away from Wesley Wright. What a catch from Wright, and it sets up Hoxie inside the 20-yard line. They're going to pass it again. Johnson rolling out to his left. Now he's going to tuck it in and run with it. Oh, he spins away from a big hit from Cecil Langston and goes out of bounds very near the 1st down marker. And a penalty flag did come flying out. It'll be interesting to see what this one is going to be called. It's thrown right around the area that James Johnson was hit by Cecil Langston, so we'll see what the penalty is going to be called.
That was a great play by James Johnson, not only to bring the ball down and run it, but also to spin away from that 4'5", 200-pound running back coming at you.
Cecil Langston was getting ready to light his world up.
Great spin move there at the end. I thought there was a collusion coming, but it didn't.
And this time they're going to run it left, and apparently there was no flag on the play, but Hoxie gets enough for a 1st down on this run, and they'll move the chains even further inside of Rivercrest territory, threatening the goal line now. I think they'll move this one down inside the 10-yard line, Alex. It looks like they'll have it 1st and goal from about the 7. Bit hard to see where they're at from our broadcast position. Hoxie with it in shotgun formation. 2 receivers here on the near side. And again, Diamante Davis in the backfield to Johnson's left. Davis takes the handoff, follows his blockers ahead. Very near the goal line. One Mustang signaling touchdown, and there's a signal from a referee. One referee was coming in to, I guess, eyeball it, but another one went ahead and signaled touchdown.
And again, Davis puts his head down from the 7-yard line, gets it into the end zone. Touchdown again, Hoxie, 20-28.
And we're going to have an extra point attempt on the way with 7:25 remaining in the third quarter. So two touchdowns on 2 drives by both teams. And again, a back-and-forth ball game. Diamante Davis with his 2nd touchdown run of the night.
You know, Andy, Hoxie is just one big play away from getting the ball back and tying up this game, and that's really impressive for the game that we've seen Langston.
Well, they're going to fight here, looking to throw into the end zone. James Johnson was trying to throw it to someone, and I don't know why he didn't just run with that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they ate that up there at the end. That was pretty impressive stop there by Riverside.
Well, 2-point conversion, no good. It'll be 28-20 when we come back. 7:25 left to play in the third on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
We are more than daily transactions. We are more than checks and debit cards. We are more than farmland. For the people of Poinsett County, we are more than just a bank. At First Delta Bank, we see the world through the eyes of our customers, because we know that our customers are our most valuable investment. We are proud of who we are and want to earn your banking business. We are First Delta Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Andy Matus and Alex Smith back here with you, where Rivercrest just gave up a 7-yard touchdown rush to Diamante Davis, his 2nd of the night. But Hoxie unable to convert the 2 points, and they trail 28-20, getting ready to kick this one away. And as they've done the past few times they kicked it off, I don't expect this one to go anywhere near Cecil Langston. They'll probably kick it to one of the upbacks as they've done the last few times.
I feel if they kicked it 10 to 15 yards and allowed them to catch it there and kneel it, it'd be better than Langston, because there's almost a 50% chance he may take it back.
It's a how lucky do you feel kind of thing. This time the ball goes to about the 42-yard line before one of the upbacks is able to fall on it. Preston Wilson downs it at about the 42. Rivercrest comes back out on offense. And they have got 7:25 left to play in the third and an 8-point lead. And again, Cecil Langston he's been turned loose tonight.
Yeah, absolutely has. Big game for Cecil Langston. He only touched it twice last drive, and the second one was a score. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it right back to him.
This time they do, but he hands it off around back to the right side, and it could be another touchdown for Rivercrest as Peyton Adams takes this one all the way.
And that's another perk of having Cecil Langston on your team. All eyes were on him. He touches the ball first, hands it off, and tricks the defense, and he's gone.
One play and a touchdown for the Rivercrest Colts as Peyton Adams takes the reverse out of the hands of Cecil Langston and the length of the field for the touchdown. One play, and that's all you need.
That's all they need. 3 plays, 2 touchdowns in the last 2 drives.
That was unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen a rushing attack like we've seen tonight here from the Rivercrest Colts. Extra point about to be on the way. It is 34-20. A late hold there, but the kick still up and looks like it was good. So it'll be 35-20. And it'll be Hoxie football when we come back here on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden. Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
One play, 58 yards is all you need from Peyton Adams as he takes a reverse handoff from Cecil Langston and he'll put it in the end zone.
And he outruns all the defenders, and we've seen a lot of that from Rivercrest tonight. And this time it wasn't Cecil Langston.
And Hoxie will take this kickoff at about the 35, and I don't think I saw a fair catch called for. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did there. Little John called it there at the last second, and it's a good call there not to even try to return that one. Sets them up with pretty decent field position. They're only down 15 here with 7 to go here in the third. If they could just get a stop on defense, they ought to know they're going to run the ball. Maybe they do, and they just can't stop it, but they do have a good opportunity to get right back on the board and stay in this game.
We'll see what Hoxie wants to do with it. Again, they scored last time. 7-yard touchdown rush from Diamante Davis. 2-point conversion was no good. Diamante Davis fakes the handoff to him. James Johnson keeps it, runs off the right side, is able to pick up a nice 7-yard gain. Should be 2nd and 3 for Hoxie after they get the ball set.
And it really speaks a lot for Hoxie how they stuck in this game tonight, because their scoring has had to come on long, arduous drives. As for Rivercrest, 1 or 2 plays and they're already in the end zone. Hoxie's really done a good job of standing up to this good team, and I mean their record over the past 3 years shows it, but we're seeing it here tonight.
Shotgun formation again for Hoxie. Handoff goes to Diamante Davis running off the left, and he is absolutely swarmed in the backfield by a host of red jerseys. And of course,
who's leading the way?
Dylan Hennard in the backfield once again. There you see his name, his big number 50 right in there alongside Braxton Brown and a few other red jerseys. That moves Hoxie back a few yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs. And 2 receivers here on the near side and 1 blocker up front for Diamante Davis. James Johnson gets an audible from Sears on the sideline. Takes the snap, he'll run it himself. Running ahead with a full head of steam. And he's able to get across the first down marker, but a flag was thrown back near the 40-yard line. First down marker is at about the 46-yard line. Flag's at the 40, and a holding call will erase that first down run by James Johnson.
That's a tough holding call there, because that's a big pile of boys, and I don't know if that would have really hurt the first down or not, but it does because of the penalty.
And that will move them back 10 yards from the spot, and that'll be right about the 30. So that goes from being a 1st and 10 almost at midfield now to a 3rd and close to 15 near their own 30-yard line.
And this looks like a definite passing situation for them.
Well, and it's starting to get crunch time here as there's 5:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Obviously still a lot of football left to play, but the way that Rivercrest has been able to put up points on the board seemingly at will, it's just not an opportunity you want to let slip by if you're the Hoxie Mustangs.
Now, obviously, you want to score on every drive, but especially now, like you said, with under 5:30 to go here in the third.
Johnson rolling out, finding a man here on the near sideline, juking a man, 45, down to the 50, and a fumble.
They will call him down, I believe. Rivercrest, of course, their fans over here want the fumble takeaway, but it'll be a first down for Hoxie. The refs are going to call him down.
Dylan Littlejohn was the wide receiver on that play who was able to get the first down.
We'll take a look at it here. It was a great move there by the receiver to get the extra 10 yards after the juke.
Oh, he lost that football. There is no doubt about it. Number 44 came up with it, but it looks like Hoxie stripped it back.
And that's just one of those high school plays. They're going to be missed.
Mateo Chirinos came up with that for Rivercrest, and Rivercrest bringing pressure, and Dylan Hennard almost, he tried to get a free shot there off of James Johnson, and referee blew it dead, and we'll see what it is. It'll probably be a false start on Hoxie, and it is. They'll back him up 5 yards. So how about Rivercrest? They've just been playing outstanding all night, and it seems like every break they've needed. It's not like they really needed any, up 15 at this point, but they've been catching a lot of breaks, I guess I should say.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and they really need them after all those 3rd and 4th down penalties on defense earlier in the game. 1st and 10 now here for Hoxie again, though. Excuse me, 1st and 15 after the penalty.
They'll hand it off again to Davis, and Davis had a large gap to run through. He's back near the original line of scrimmage, but how about that? He got about 6-7 yards on the ground before anybody even touched him.
And take a look. Let's go back to that previous play again. And again, great move. But the question is this a fumble? It came out all the way. It fell into the hands of number 44. He was never out.
That's where I don't understand.
Well, I didn't even see that to begin with, so I understand.
I saw it on the replay,
right.
But I didn't understand why they stopped the play dead where it was.
You're absolutely right.
Here on second down, James Johnson's running to his left. He's got a lot of blockers out in front of him, but somebody just uprooted him right near the 44-yard line.
And that play that we just saw again, that's a big play, because if Hoxie is able to turn this into a win, it absolutely starts with that play right there.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 now. Again, Hoxie did fumble the ball near their goal line, so they have coughed it up once already tonight and avoiding another one here on this drive, but now 3rd and 4. See if they can convert this 3rd down play for another first and move the sticks. Rivercrest showing they're going to bring pressure. Hoxie shows they're going to pass, but Johnson pulls it in. He's going to run with it instead, enough for the first down. Very near the 40-yard line, and that is, in fact, I beg your pardon, they'll spot him at the 39. But enough to move the chains again.
Another good run by Johnson. Like we said earlier, Davis and Johnson continue to carry the weight for this offense tonight for Hoxie.
3:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And again, a 15-point lead for the Colts. Mustangs steadily marching, however, into Rivercrest territories. They've done very well tonight. And that's something that they've needed to do to keep their defense rested with the rushing attack of Rivercrest. And this time, they've got a big hole up the middle, still fighting for yards. He's across the 20-yard line, and Gunnar Riggs, the senior tailback for Hoxie, is able to push Hoxie down inside the red zone of Rivercrest.
And that's a huge hole there, not to negate the run at all. Great run, makes a couple tacklers miss. Now maybe Rivercrest didn't expect a run. Ooh, face mask at the end, Andy.
And nobody caught that either.
A couple missed plays this drive tonight.
That's a big missed penalty. Hoxie does have it 1st and 10. I don't think either of us saw that when the play happened. James Johnson will take it himself, trying to avoid Braden Wilson in the backfield, but again, Braden Wilson is just, that time, nobody laid a hand on him. The senior linebacker busting through to make the stop in the backfield.
Wilson, like Henner tonight, both been in the backfield regularly. Wilson with several big tackles tonight and another big one there.
That'll bring up 3rd and long for Hoxie, now 3rd and 12, and this has been an interesting situation all night long because Rivercrest has had a lot of penalties on 3rd down here, and Hoxie hasn't been able to convert these 3rd downs without the help of those penalties. They're going to pitch it out to Davis. Davis is in the backfield by Cecil Langston, who's able to break through.
And this brings up a big 3rd down again, Andy.
Will it be 4th or 3rd? I guess it'll be 3rd. I saw the down marker a moment ago, and I thought it was already 3rd, and it'll actually be 4th down now.
It will be 4th down.
Well, the scoreboard says 3rd, the scoreboard says 4th, the down marker says 3rd, but I think we've got it right now. It is 3rd down. We'll figure this out here in a moment. 3rd and long here for Hoxie now. And they're going to fake the handoff. James Johnson trying to escape pressure from the pocket. Now a step back up. He's got some blockers out in front of him. Running to the left, down the far sideline, he's able to pick up a gain of about 7 to 8, and that should bring up a 4th and possibly 7 or 8.
And now it's the big 4th down, Andy, like we thought before. Another about 50-yard scramble for 7 or 8 yards, and that's all Johnson could get out of it. He's done a great job tonight being elusive and dodging those big hits there at the end, and he misses another one. 4th down and 9 for Hoxie, a big play.
What a good job, again, by Johnson staying behind his lead tackler, Tyler Ward, once the play broke down. We'll see if they want to throw it here on 4th. They almost have to. Pressure from the corners, throws it over the goal line, touchdown, but a flag is down here on the near sideline at about the 10-yard line. So this one could come off the board for Hoxie, and that will hurt them big time as Wesley Wright was able to catch that one for 6. And the two officials are out discussing with each other at about the 20-yard line. Ineligible receiver down
Wow.
for Hoxie. That one will come off the board, and they'll have to replay 4th down. That's a tough break.
4th down, nice pass, and that would have been the 2nd touchdown of the night for Wesley Wright. Of course, that is all negated. And this will bring up a bigger 4th down, Andy, and you have to believe they have to pass it again.
And Rivercrest obviously is going to be expecting a pass play here, and you expect them to drop back some coverage, but at the same time, with the pressure that they've been getting on James Johnson, you almost want to know how many down linemen they're going to bring, how much pressure they're going to bring up front.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because James Johnson's done a great job of throwing the ball tonight, and they're going to think about it, though.
Absolutely. It's going to be a timeout by Rivercrest, actually. Their first timeout taken of the second half, so we'll take a timeout with them. 1:19 remaining to play in the third quarter. Your score, Rivercrest 35, Hoxie 20. We're back after this on the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Action Medical Supply in Truman is a family-owned local business dedicated to providing the best medical supplies and service. Let us show you how much a back brace can enhance your life and relieve your pain. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance is accepted, and Action Medical will even deliver to your door. Stop by or call Action Medical Supply today at 870-483-6959.
Andy Manus and Alex Smith back here as Rivercrest still leading Hoxie 35-20. Rivercrest taking a timeout to talk things over here. They've got Hoxie at a 4th and long situation right now, but Hoxie has a chance to put this in the end zone. Is there at about the 25-yard line, I'd say.
And before we get to this 4th down, we'll give you a few more scores from the area. EPC up 36-22 on Rector. Mark Tree up 35-13 on Midland. Osceola up 13-0 on Manila. And Melbourne 33-6 up on Corning as we get back to action.
A big 4th down here coming up for Hoxie. 4 wide receivers as James Johnson is set to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket, being chased by 2 Colts. He's got some running room, however. He throws it deep into the end zone. And caught as he leaned into the end zone.
That was one of the best, 2 of the best 4th down plays we've seen all year, Andy. Now the question here, again, another questionable call. Watch the receiver catch the ball in the back of the end zone. He makes contact with the field goal post. Able to catch it, though, 2 feet down. Referee was right there, 6 points.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player bounce himself off the goalpost before. You got to wonder if that goalpost is not inbound territory, so you wonder what the call is on
You're
that.
absolutely right.
That's a interesting decision to be made there by the referee, and Hoxie actually wants to call a timeout here, so they'll call a timeout. 1:06 remaining to play here in the third quarter. How about that touchdown pass, though? A 21-yard pass from James Johnson to Wesley Wright.
That was all James Johnson. We've seen that several times tonight, and my goodness, that was a Manziel-esque spin out of there.
Presence of mind.
Yes.
You know what? That might be a pretty good comparison tonight between these two players. James Johnson running around quite a bit like Johnny Manziel tonight and still able to make plays happen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And what a play that was. I mean, you had to have it. You had to have a touchdown. But again, they're down 9 points right now. They went for 2 on their previous touchdown. They would only be down 8 right now. But I think they're going to have to go for 2 points again because of their failed attempt last time. And here we are, Andy. What a great game. Couldn't ask for a better one.
35-26. Whew, man, catch your breath. I said it at the start of the half. Make sure you have your seat belt buckled, fastened securely, because this is going to be an interesting rest of the game. Shotgun formation again for the Colts. 2 receivers, and we've got a flag before we even start here. And it'll be offsides, it looks like, on Rivercrest. So if that's the case, that works out to the advantage of Hoxie. You get to move a yard closer to the goal.
And we'll see if the coaches want to, since they're half the distance to the goal, we'll see if they want to change their play here, stick with their guns, and go with the original play. Try not to get their boys out of order here.
And they don't look like they're going to change too much. The exact same formation. Big blocker in there to block for Diamante Davis if necessary. James Johnson takes the snap. He's going to run it up the middle. Jumps. Did he get through? They say he did. 2-point conversion is good. James Johnson has put the Hoxie Mustangs back in this one. 35-28 with about a minute left to play here in the third quarter, and we have got ourselves a ball game. Going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more third quarter action. Don't touch that dial right here on the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Whether it's a night out on the town or a special occasion, visit Bistro 1121 in Blytheville. Live music on Tuesday, prime rib special on Friday. Bistro 1121 on East Main in Blytheville. Perkins Restaurant and Family Bakery in Blytheville, newly renovated and open 5:30 a.m. until 11 p.m. daily. Stop by for any meal, anytime, or take home delicious sweets from our bakery. Perkins Restaurant and Family Bakery in Blytheville.
Andy Manus, Alex Smith back here, where Rivercrest just surrendered another touchdown to Hoxie. This one, an unbelievable pass from James Johnson to Wesley Wright, 21 yards for the touchdown. And, man, what a great game we've got now, 35-28.
He had 21 yards, makes him 118 yards total on the night, 8 for 11 passing, 2 TDs for James Johnson. Him and Davis have kept their boys in the game tonight for Hoxie.
Well, I think the comparison you made a moment ago between James Johnson and Johnny Manziel, pretty accurate to this point, because he's been able to do all kinds of amazing things with his feet and his arm tonight. Onside kick attempt here by Hoxie, and they couldn't quite get to it in time. They had to let it travel 10 yards before they could get to it, and right as it crossed the 50, one of the Rivercrest Colts plopped down on top of it. So the Colts start right at midfield with the football. Excellent field position for Cecil Langston and the Colts as they come back out. And they, again, have had no trouble finding the end zone. 2 touchdowns in the second half for Rivercrest, and it only took them 3 plays to get it done.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we'll see if they can't put another one on the board before this third quarter even ends.
Cecil Langston on his feet across the 40, the 30, he's got to the house again. Are you kidding me? That is unbelievable. 3 touchdowns on 4 plays for the Rivercrest Colts. Holy moly.
Wow.
Cecil Langston just cut through the gap created by his offensive line.
Wow. 1
man left to beat, and it was Wesley Wright, and he just muscled over him.
Well, Andy, this half they've ran 4 plays, 3 touchdowns. Wow, 2 of them goes to Cecil Langston. And, time of possession tonight, it goes to Hoxie. And that's only because Rivercrest scores every other time they touch the ball, Andy.
That was a 51-yard rush by Cecil Langston.
How about that yards per carry average now?
9.9, eat your heart out. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. I don't even know. I have no words for tonight's ball game at this point. Unbelievable so far. Under a minute left to play here in the third quarter. Your score, 42-28, Rivercrest leading Hoxie.
Whether it's a night out on the town or a special occasion, visit Bistro 1121 in Blytheville. Live music on Tuesday, prime rib special on Friday. Bistro 1121 on East Main in Blytheville. Perkins Restaurant and Family Bakery in Blytheville, newly renovated and open 5:30 a.m. until 11 p.m. daily. Stop by for any meal, anytime, or take home delicious sweets from our bakery. Perkins Restaurant and Family Bakery in Blytheville.
How about this run from Cecil Langston to add on to his night? A 51-yard touchdown run, 1 play, and Rivercrest extending their lead. How about this? 10 carries, 273 yards on the ground tonight for Cecil Langston, 4 touchdowns. In case you're not too good at math, that is a 27.3 yards per carry average. That is unreal, as Gunnar Riggs has to backpedal to about the 5-yard line. He's out to the 20 and smoked at about the 22.
Bet my Franks, the 5'7", 182-pound senior. He plays a little D tackle, and he really laid the lumber on that one.
So Hoxie will have to somehow find the energy to march down the field yet again, and another long field ahead of the Mustangs, as it has been all night long. Hoxie from their own 20. Actually, they'll be at about their own 23. Handoff goes to Diamante Davis. Nice cut here to the far side, near sideline rather, and he's marked down at about the 30-yard line. So nice pickup on the ground, pickup of about 6 yards for Davis. He continues to shoulder the load for the Mustangs here in the third quarter.
The game clock pretty close to the actual clock here, Andy, and it looks like Hoxie is, well, their players are acting like they're going to run a play, and let's see if they'll get one off here before the third ends.
4-second differential between the play clock and game clock. The play clock at 4 seconds. And there's the snap. James Johnson looking like he's going to throw it in the flats, and he does, but he threw it low. It's complete. No, now they changed their mind, say it's incomplete. Looks like they were a little indecisive on whether or not they were going to call that complete or incomplete, but
we'll take a look at it here and see for ourselves. As you thought he was going to run, he throws there at the last second.
Yeah, he scooped it up.
Definite skip off the ground.
He scooped it up as James Johnson just threw it a little too low. Hey, great job selling that catch, though, by Austin Blocker. He caught it and ran with it like it was complete. But that will end the third quarter of play between these two 3A3 powerhouses. Your score, 42-28, Rivercrest leading Hoxie. We're back with the fourth and final quarter of action on your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. Andy Manus and Alex Smith back here with you for Rivercrest and Hoxie, and we just had some fans throwing some stuff back out on the field, and one of the cheerleaders actually just got hit in the face.
That was a frisbee they were throwing up to the crowd, and she got it. She got one too. We start off the fourth quarter though here, 28-42. Andy.
3rd and 3. Diamante Davis running to his right, and we have. Got a flag out on the field. And we'll see what it's going to be, who it's going to be called against. All right, I'm glad to see that cheerleader's okay. She's kind of laughing it off now. Penalty's going to be called against Rivercrest. And it'll be a 5-yard penalty. These cheerleaders are having fun down here now. They're all kind of giving this girl a hard time, but she's laughing about it now. I'm glad to see she's okay. She got hit pretty hard.
Sure did.
Right as we came back from commercial, that had to happen.
Kind of surprises you.
1st and 10 now after that penalty against Rivercrest. Again, it was an offsides penalty, so 1st and 10 for the Mustangs from their own 36-yard line. James Johnson takes the snap, hands it off to Davis. Davis, nice cutback. He's at the 45 and spun around by Cecil Langston at the 40, not the 45.
You know, Davis still very much involved in this game, Andy.
And it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs. 2nd and 6, I beg your pardon. It's weird. Having a lot going on here to start the fourth quarter. 42-28. Long field ahead of the Mustangs, faking the handoff to Davis. Johnson looking to throw now. He did have all day to throw. Throws a rocket over the middle, caught near the first down markers by Dylan Cheatham. And he was very near a first down. I think it'll be 3rd and short now. Just a yard shy of the first down marker.
He had plenty of time. He had all day to throw it. It looked like Rivercrest knew they were going to throw it, and they did a good job of defending it. But Johnson's done a great job of throwing the ball tonight.
I've been very impressed for someone coming from a wide receiver position, having to fill the shoes of Cole Sears, but he's done a great job.
And again, getting the first down.
Pushes the pile forward, and he'll again move the sticks for Hoxie, and it will again be a first down. This time they'll spot it at about the 47-yard line of Hoxie, and they hurry to the line. They're not wasting any game time here in the fourth quarter. They've set the ball, and they're already ready to go, and Rivercrest isn't completely set on defense. And again, James Johnson takes it up the gut. He's got a nice opening down to about the 38-yard line. They'll spot him down. A nice pickup on the ground by James Johnson.
I've been really impressed with him all night, Andy. We just spoke of him, and he keeps his team in here again on another big gain, and they're right back at it.
And James Johnson again will keep it and run off to the right side and be tackled after a gain of about 3 yards. So the same play 3 times in a row by Hoxie, and they're eating up some ground here. Getting closer and closer to the red zone of Rivercrest.
And it looks like they're having to move fast now. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the game. And if they do score, they're going to have to stop Rivercrest, and they haven't done that all night.
No, in fact, I mean, you look at the third quarter alone, Hoxie dominated time of possession in the third quarter, but that's only because Rivercrest needed 4 plays to score 3 touchdowns. And again, James Johnson will look to throw. He throws it deep into double coverage. Oh, just past the outstretched hands of his intended receiver. And oh, he led him just enough, but Dylan Littlejohn wasn't quite fast enough to get there. Perfect placement of that ball, just a bit too far.
Couldn't have been thrown in a better place, and another great throw by Johnson. He threw that ball about 40 yards in the air off of his back foot, and we've seen him do that earlier tonight for a touchdown to right. Not quite able to hook up there. Big third down for Hoxie.
And you ask why I might say he put it in the right spot even though it was a bit too far. And the reason I say that is because the only person that could have got to that was his receiver.
Right.
It took away the chance of it being intercepted. Run on third down here by Monty Davis, and how about that extra effort? He's tripped up, and he's still able to get across the 30-yard line down to about the 27, enough to move the chains for another Hoxie first down. Diamante Davis has got those little legs working tonight. He is 5'5", and he runs like he's about 5'7", 215.
You're absolutely right. Great job by him tonight. He's got well over 100 yards on the night. Big first down, great call on a third down by Hoxie. You've got to be really impressed by them regardless of the score. It's been a great game.
For a 5'5" sophomore who weighs 155, Diamante Davis was able to get between the tackles very, very well, and he's able to use some muscle if he has to, as James Johnson takes that one across the line of scrimmage down near the 25-yard line. And talking about Diamante Davis, or I beg your pardon, talking about James Johnson tonight, his yardage totals, 118 through the air, 97 on the ground, 215 total on the night. So James Johnson again, that time he's able to draw Rivercrest off sides. Guess who it was? Brady Wilson.
He was ready.
He has been in the backfield all night, and he was getting ready to light someone's world up that time, but he got caught a little early, so that will come close to moving the chains for Hoxie. It'll be second down and about 3 after they mark off the penalty. So about 2nd and 2 here to go for James Johnson. He'll have Wesley Wright lined up here at wide receiver on the near side, 2 on the far side, and that's the 5th time that Hoxie's been able to draw Rivercrest off sides tonight. Fake the handoff to Davis. Johnson looking to throw, throws deep in the end zone after a pump fake. It's picked. No, they say it's incomplete.
That was almost a great back shoulder pass, I thought, but even better defense there by Bruce Parker, the junior. I think he read the receiver and turned around at the right moment and almost made a great play. Great play regardless. Could have had the pick 6, and that probably would have sealed it, Andy.
Well, and give Wesley Wright a little bit of credit for turning into the defender there.
Absolutely.
Bruce Parker had his hands on it, and I think Wesley Wright did a pretty good job of knocking that ball out of his hands. That would have been a surefire pick at the goal line. So now 3rd and 2. They're going to run off to the right side. Davis out ahead of Johnson to block for him, and Johnson's able to pick up the first down and then some very near the 10-yard line. I think they'll spot him at about the 13, Alex, but again, Hoxie moves further inside of the Rivercrest red zone. Been down here a few times tonight. Once they have fumbled, and they're certainly hoping to avoid anything else like that happening, especially this late in the game, trailing by 2 scores. 8 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter, and Hoxie's threatening to score. And Alex, as you mentioned a moment ago, should they put it in the end zone, they're going to have to find a way to keep Rivercrest offense or get them off of the field as quickly as possible, and not in the way that they did in the 3rd quarter, and that was by letting them score. Diamante absolutely lit up just inside the
Cecil
goal line.
Langston dropped a forearm on him, and he hit the ground about as fast as he hit Langston. Wow.
Wow. Well, the initial defender there, Peyton Adams, was who Davis was trying to spin away from, and Davis is going to get the handoff here as a quick lineup for Hoxie, and they score.
Impressive by the sophomore after getting laid out, getting the ball right back and putting it up the middle for 6 points, Diamante Davis.
And he runs that one in from about 3 yards out. And another touchdown for Davis. So we'll see what Hoxie's going to do here. Again, they have failed one 2-point conversion tonight. They've missed an extra point, but they have converted 2 other 2-point conversions. So we'll see what they can do here. They converted one in the second quarter. They had one last quarter as well. But it looks like they might attempt an extra point here. And no, we're going to get a timeout. Coach Tom Sears didn't like what he saw out there on the field. We'll keep it right here with 7:27 left to play in the fourth.
And you're wondering what Hoxie's thinking here. If they are going to go for 2, that way if they get the ball back, all they need is a touchdown and a field goal to win it. Or do you just kick the field goal here, make it a 7-point game, and hope for the best on defense, because that's really all you can do right now?
At this point, I mean, it's a coin toss of what you want to do, because no matter what, you're giving the ball back to Cecil Langston, and that's the real, I think, obstacle right now for Hoxie. It's not getting it in for 2 points, or it's not kicking the extra point. It's trying to figure out a way to get the ball back as quickly as they can from Cecil Langston.
You're right. I think regardless of what happens here on the kickoff, I believe we're going to see some sort of onside kick, because you can't let Cecil Langston have the ball back.
And again, Rivercrest will be ready for that, because they know that Hoxie doesn't want to put it anywhere near number 33. Getting ready for the extra point. There's the snap. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it is good. Hoxie with the extra point. It is now 42-35. It's a 7-point ball game with 7:27 left to play in the fourth. Don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it right here. It's your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
We are more than daily transactions. We are more than checks and debit cards. We are more than farmland. For the people of Poinsett County, we are more than just a bank. At First Delta Bank, we see the world through the eyes of our customers, because we know that our customers are our most valuable investment. We are proud of who we are and want to earn your banking business. We are First Delta Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Andy Manus, Alex Smith back here with you for our Tubetown Sports Game of the Week, and it has been a dandy, as they say. 42-34 is your score. It actually should be 42-35. Now they just updated it on our scoreboard out here. Rivercrest getting ready to try and see if they can defend a potential onside kick here attempt by Hoxie. And there you see it. How about that third quarter? 21 points apiece from both of those teams.
Here's the
onside kick. Didn't go 10 yards, but a Rivercrest player touched it. Hoxie says they've got it, and I believe they do.
Now, Andy, we called it. We said there was going to be some sort of onside kick on the kickoff. Hoxie puts himself in perfect position to score.
Well, watch what happens here. It doesn't go 10 yards, but a Rivercrest Colt touches it. And when they do, that makes it a live ball.
Automatically eligible once it goes 10 yards or a red player touches it. He did.
So it didn't go the 10 yards. Rivercrest, with a costly mistake there, gives the ball back to Hoxie, and this is exactly the break that Hoxie needs.
look at Davis's jersey.
Diamante Davis's jersey's falling off there. His name on his jersey's falling off. That's how much work he's had tonight.
Speaks for the night.
So setting up shop. After the onside kick, Davis will get the handoff. Running off to the right, he's able to push it forward. Good for a gain of about 2 yards. They'll mark it at the 40.
Now, Andy, if you're Hoxie, you would really like to have about a 7-minute drive here and score at the end. You can't leave Rivercrest any time on the clock. If they do tie up the game, I believe the last team to have the ball will win. But right now, Hoxie's in perfect position to get right back in this game and tie it up.
Hoxie did not have to play any overtime games last year. Rivercrest, on the other hand, did. I believe they had a double overtime game last year with Melbourne, in which they did not come out victorious.
And they will milk the clock all the way down to 2 seconds, Andy, for that run.
So James Johnson gets out to about the 45-yard line, and And if you're Hoxie right now, are you playing for the win or are you playing for the tie? I think you're almost playing for the win.
I honestly think if Hoxie gets in the end zone with however much time's left, they're going to go for 2, Andy.
I think you're right.
Just the way this game's gone tonight.
They hustle back to the line, 3rd and short. James Johnson running off to the right side. He's across the 40, down the far sideline to the 35-yard line. They'll actually spot him at the 34. Big pickup on the ground from James Johnson, and Hoxie's got the momentum rolling their way right now.
And Johnson continues to lead his team down the field. When Davis can't get it, they give it to Johnson, and he gets it almost every time.
Hoxie has had the ball for over the last 7 minutes.
That's hard to believe.
The last time Rivercrest touched the football on offense, there was 54 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter.
It looks like they'll milk it as far down as they can again, Andy.
They're under 10 seconds on the play clock now, and they'll hand it off to Davis. Davis up the middle, still on his feet, off of one blocker, and down to about the 26-yard line. And another nice pickup on the ground for the Hoxie Mustangs. Eating up yardage and getting closer and closer to that Rivercrest red zone. 2nd and 3. And again, there you see the name of Diamante Davis's jersey just slightly falling off there. They have put him to work tonight, well over 100 yards on the ground. They're going to let him block for James Johnson. James Johnson on his feet to about the 20-yard line. They'll spot him right at the 20, but enough to move the chains again for another Hoxie first down, and again, they're inside the red zone.
And Andy, I believe once they snap this next ball, there will be under 5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Hoxie doing exactly what they have to do from the onside kick to now to win this game. It's been really, really an incredible half.
Well, the last 4 times Hoxie has been down in the end zone, they've managed to score. We'll see what they can do here. 1st and 10. James Johnson still on his feet after initial contact. He's still able to pick up about 5 yards on the ground. A nice carry again from James Johnson, who's well over 200 total yards on the night. Over 100 yards through the air, now over 100 yards on the ground. He's got it about 2nd and 5 from the Rivercrest 15. And about 18 seconds left on the play clock here as they'll get back to the line. 4:28 remaining in tonight's game. Hoxie trailing by a touchdown. Handoff goes to Davis. Davis running off the right side, runs into a wall, and he's pushed backwards to about the 20-yard line. But they'll give him a gain of 1. So it'll be 3rd and about 5 once again here on this play.
And, you know, Andy, it's 3rd and 5, and you know they want the first down before that, but they really, again, they're playing this game about as good as they can play it against a team like Rivercrest who scored at will. I believe they're going to put this ball in the end zone if they continue what they do with as little time on the clock for Rivercrest as possible, and we'll see here as they have a big 3rd and 5.
4 seconds left on the play clock. Here's the snap. James Johnson juking up the middle, trying to find some yards, and he's not going to get enough for the first down.
Yeah, he's going to
very
be short.
Close.
He will be short by just a few yards there, and it's going to be 4th down at about 5 yards, Andy.
We have seen 4th down several times tonight for the Hoxie Mustangs, but none of them are bigger than this one right here.
Yeah, this Rivercrest sideline's getting fired up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hoxie try to get an offside call again, as we've seen it so many times tonight.
Seen it 5 times already tonight. And those have all happened on 3rd or 4th down. And now James Johnson, 4 seconds left on the play clock, snaps it, running to his right. He's got pressure in his face. He's looking to throw now. Hoxie, are you kidding me? Manziel Johnson.
I'm not sure if that was even a designed pass play. He looks like he was stuffed, but the presence of mind by him and his receiver to run downfield and get the score, the Rivercrest sideline is stunned, Andy.
Austin Blocker, the receiver on that play, and we are 1 point away from a tie ball game, 2 points away from a Hoxie lead.
This has been crazy, Andy.
2:54 remaining to play in tonight's ball game. Hoxie has had to march the entire length of the field. They recovered an onside kick. There's the snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. waiting for the signal, and it's good. We've got ourselves a tie ball game. 2:54 remaining in the fourth, all knotted up at 42. Don't touch that dial. You better not go anywhere. Lean back that recliner and enjoy the rest of this game with us here tonight. It's the Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Kaiser LP Gas Company is a family-owned propane company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in Craighead, Crittenden, Poinsett, and Mississippi counties in northeast Arkansas. Located on Highway 181 South in Kaiser, Arkansas, Kaiser LP Gas can fill all of your propane needs, whether it's for farm equipment, your home, or business. Kaiser LP Gas has you covered. Call today at 870-526-2198.
That last touchdown by Hoxie would not have been possible had it not been for that mistake right there by Rivercrest. Zori Chipman, the sophomore for Rivercrest, touching that ball before it went 10 yards, and Hoxie was able to fall down on top of it. They're tied up 42-42, about to kick it away, and we'll see if they do it again.
We'll see.
You know, Coach Kelly Chandler was telling his team, do not touch that ball unless it goes 10 yards. There it goes 10, and Rivercrest is not going to let that one get away from them, so they'll have it. Wow, they've got excellent field position, actually, at Hoxie's 49-yard line. They're starting already in Colt territory. How about this touchdown play from James Johnson, able to elude the pressure, not a design play at all, and he's able to find Austin Blocker streaking across the field wide open, and Blocker, it's got to be one of the most important catches he's ever made, as he looked that one right into his fingertips. He didn't get to catch it in the breadbasket, had to catch it by his fingertips. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, the Colts rather, as they try to run it up the gut, and this time it'll go for maybe a yard with Braden Wilson. Braden Wilson, the 6', 222-pound fullback for Rivercrest, able to get back to the line of scrimmage. It makes it 2nd and 10.
Now, you don't think Rivercrest would hold back and try to score, with as little time as they could. They've scored so easy tonight. I doubt that would be the game plan. I think they'd try to get in there as quick as possible still.
We'll see what they do. They're looking to throw here to Cecil Langston. Langston on a wheel route, caught it here down the near sideline, and he's at about the 36-yard line. They'll spot him, but a nice pitch and catch from Pierce to Langston.
Now, it was a little bit behind him. Now, there was a couple defenders there. You never know with Cecil if he was going to go all the way to the house with 11 guys in front of him. Regardless, good enough for the first down, and Rivercrest in good position here.
1st and 10 from the other side of the 40. They'll hand it off. It's a reverse to Langston. Langston with blockers out in front of him, but Rivercrest Hoxie able to snuff that one out. Saw big Seth Wagoner in there helping out with that, big number 76. But they're able to pick up 2 yards on the carry. They were very aware, and we're under 2 minutes now. About a $1:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Tie ball game, 42-42. 2nd and 8 for the Colts. They hand it off to Langston. Langston running off the left side. Big gap, and he tripped up on his own man right about the 25-yard line. And Langston had about 2 guys left to beat. If he could have cut that one back around the outside edge, that would have been all she wrote.
And you know where it's going every time this drive, Andy. You really have no choice but to give it to Langston, and that's what they've done here, and it's got them all the way this far.
And now there's a 1:20 left to play in the ball game. 1st and 10. They're stuffing the box. They send Langston in motion. They fake it to him, run it up the gut, and Hoxie trying to strip that ball out of there. Braden Wilson holding on to the pigskin for dear life. He's able to push the pile forward for a gain of about 4, maybe 3.5, but it looks like it'll be 2nd and 7.
And yeah, I believe Rivercrest is saving their big run here for Langston for as low as they can get it with the time clock.
Under a minute left to play, and they'll hand it off up the middle. Oh, a fumble, actually. And Rivercrest lucky enough to fall down on top of it. 42 seconds left to play in the ball game, all knotted up at 42, and Rivercrest is going to call a timeout. And I believe that's going to be the second timeout for Rivercrest here in the second half. Each of these teams with 1 timeout remaining. 42 seconds left.
And what a game has it's been, Andy. Wow.
I'm speechless. I really don't. I don't have any words for tonight's ball game. This has been one of the best games we have covered, I think, in Tubetown history, and this has been everything it was hyped up to be.
And especially Hoxie being down. Were they down 15 to start the fourth quarter? I mean, I know they had a 14-point or 15-point deficit. They were able to get a 2-point conversion, onside kick, score. I mean, just what a crazy turn of events, and all the recipes you need for a game like this.
They were down 42-28 to start the fourth quarter,
yes,
and have roared back to tie it up 42-42. Now they just need one last stand from their defense here. It's 3rd and long, and each team with one timeout remaining, 42 seconds left.
42-42 with 42 seconds left, Andy.
And now, Alex, is when you find out who wants it more. The 3A3 conference title basically all but on the line. Obviously, you'd have to win out your season, but here we go. Pistol formation. Faking the handoff. Pierce is going to keep it himself. Pierce pushing the pile forward, and he's able to pick up Alex very close to 7 yards on the carry. It'll be 4th and short.
Now hurry up to get on the ball, or no, it looks like they will call a timeout, their last and final one.
31 seconds remaining, 42-42, and we're going to step aside for a quick break and catch our breaths. All tied up with 31 seconds remaining in your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as unique as you from Farmers Bank and Trust. Traditional banking at its best. Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations in Blytheville, Gosnell, and Manila. Member FDIC.
Andy Manus, Alex Smith back here with you. It's the fourth quarter, and boy, is it crunch time.
Is it ever?
4th and 1 for the Rivercrest Colts from the Hoxie 15.
And the home team, Colts, here out of timeouts. If they don't get the first down, the clock will stop, but if they get it, they have to get back on the ball.
There we go, and they draw Hoxie offsides. Out of all the things we've seen tonight happen, Hoxie gives up a first down on a false start when they've been able to draw Rivercrest offside all night long. That's the first one of the entire night for Hoxie, and it comes at the most costly time.
For all of the times that it helped Hoxie tonight, it comes down to here at the end, 4th down where it hurts them.
That's their first defensive penalty all
their first
night
defensive
long.
penalty. That's amazing. That speaks loads for Hoxie, seeing how great this Rivercrest team is and how much they were down.
Well, 31 seconds left, 1st and 10, now from the 10-yard line. And this is going to be a big stand here for Hoxie's. Langston goes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. They're going to throw it out to Wilson, and Braden Wilson can't haul it in.
And it was probably best that he didn't haul it in, Andy, because if they would have tackled him, it would have automatically took 10 to 15 seconds of regroup time off the clock. 27 seconds left with a 2nd and goal. That's still great position for Rivercrest.
I think you're absolutely right. If he does catch that, the clock will continue to run, and Rivercrest has no timeouts left.
No timeouts, one for Hoxie.
They'd have to spike it or try to hustle up and get back to the line as quickly as they could. But as you mentioned, it does stop the clock. 27 seconds left. Now a 2nd down play coming up, and here's something that we haven't seen them do a whole lot. Only seen them do it once, and it's the pistol formation. Langston's going to go in motion. They've got him covered. Pass over the middle, caught at the goal line, and it's a touchdown for Rivercrest.
And we've spoke about it tonight already, Andy. Cecil Langston paying off when he doesn't even touch the ball. All eyes on him on the wheel, up the middle, lob pass, touchdown.
Well, and how about Kessler Pierce with the presence of mind to change targets? You know he was looking squarely at Cecil Langston.
Yeah.
How about the ability to move upfield and find the open man? And they're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on Rivercrest.
Man, you kind of expected that.
and believe it or not, this could be huge because they have scored the touchdown, but there's 21 seconds remaining, but this pushes them their extra point attempt back.
This does, and
if they miss this, and now I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am saying that anything can happen, and we have seen anything happen tonight. 21 seconds remaining. We'll see if this is going to affect their extra point attempt at all.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and attempt the extra point, Andy, even though they will mark it off several paces due to the celebration penalty there at the end. But after a game like this, it's hard to blame the boys for celebrating like that.
Well, and Hoxie has won the last several games against Rivercrest.
This is a big kick here for the senior Ryan Rogers to put his team up by an even 7 points.
The last time that Hoxie lost to Rivercrest was back in 2012. There's the kick, and it's up, and it's going to be no good. It's going to be caught, and they're eligible for a return here. And I guess they're not.
I'm not sure if the refs knew or anybody knew on that one, Andy. I mean, I don't think you can. It's an extra point, and if an extra point is filled, I believe at any level, play's over.
Well, it'll be 48-42. 21 seconds remaining in tonight's ball game. Keep it tuned in right here. We'll see if Hoxie can put one more in the end zone before tonight's ball game is up.
Action Medical Supply in Truman is a family-owned local business dedicated to providing the best medical supplies and service. Let us show you how much a back brace can enhance your life and relieve your pain. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance is accepted, and Action Medical will even deliver to your door. Stop by or call Action Medical Supply today at 870-483-6959.
21 seconds left to play in tonight's ball game. How about this touchdown pass and catch from Kessler Pierce to good old Hank Hill into the end zone. 21 seconds left. They did miss the extra point. They had to back up their attempt because of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for celebration, and now kicking off from the 40-yard line. We'll see what Hoxie has left in the tank. They
And Davis, but
line drive kick.
they'll start with this.
Taking it around the 10, down the near sideline at the 30. Oh, and he was hit well out of bounds there, but no flags thrown.
And Gunnar Riggs trying to do all he can there. You know he's going to want to take it back for the win, but 14 seconds left, one timeout. Hoxie's got a chance.
That took 7 seconds off of the clock, so
time is of the essence here.
It very much is so if you're wearing the green and white. And it is definitely time for James Johnson to air it out.
And it doesn't look like Rivercrest will put very many on the line. They're going to drop back as many as they can.
They've got
that prevent defense.
Two defenders standing at the other 45-yard line, and James Johnson's got all day in the pocket. He's got to find something to do with it, though, because they're running out of time. Well over the head of his intended receiver, incomplete, almost picked off by Carl Coleman right about the 50-yard line, and that takes it down to 4.2 seconds left. Way too much time wasted if you're the Hoxie Mustangs.
Yeah, there's a lot of, or this will be the last play of the night, I'm sure, Andy, barring a penalty or anything. I think we're going to see a little bit of a rugby scrum here, maybe a little pitch back and forth, because that's all Hoxie can really do with all these guys in prevent defense for Rivercrest.
We saw a hook and ladder and a Statue of Liberty play in the first half from Rivercrest. Time for Hoxie to pull out the tricks in their book now. And again, as Alex said, the last play of tonight's ball game. 4 seconds left. It's all come down to this for the Hoxie Mustangs. They throw it out, and here it comes, the hook and ladder. Nobody for him to hook and ladder to, though. Down the far sideline, still on his feet, knocked out of bounds, and that will do it. The end of the ball game, 48-42 the final. Rivercrest will advance to 4-2 on the year. Hoxie falls to 4-2 on the year. We're back after these words from our sponsors with some post-game stats, all part of your Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.
Say it loud, say it proud. Show your true colors with the new School Spirit debit cards and checks now available at First Delta Bank. Express yourself. Let your debit card or check show your never-ending school spirit with every purchase you make. Available in these great designs. You can take a piece of your school spirit with you everywhere you go. Stop by First Delta Bank or log on to our website to find out more about the School Spirit cards and checks. Now available at First Delta Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Get ready for endless entertainment possibilities with multi-room TiVo service from Ritter. You can record live TV, record a single program, set a season pass, and manage all of your recordings from any TiVo box in any room, anywhere in your house with multi-room TiVo. Plus, enjoy fun games like Kaboom, Quizmaster, Rock Swap, Blackjack, and other great apps like Pandora, Amazon Instant Video, and YouTube. If you don't have TiVo yet, call Ritter today to see how you can get started.
Action Medical Supply in Truman is a family-owned local business dedicated to providing the best medical supplies and service. Let us show you how much a back brace can enhance your life and relieve your pain. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance is accepted, and Action Medical will even deliver to your door. Stop by or call Action Medical Supply today at 870-483-6959.
Farmers Bank and Trust offers instant image debit cards. Showcase your school spirit, your grandkids, your pet, or your favorite sport. Walk in, open an account, and walk out of the bank with an instant image debit card ready to use. Finally, a debit card as you...
66 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
We welcome you back to our Tubetown Sports Game of the Week post-game show, and there you see the game-winning touchdown pass and catch from Kessler Pierce to Hank Hill, and that gave Rivercrest the final nail in the coffin that they needed. 48-42 the final, and they are now 3-0 in the 3-3A conference. Hoxie now 2-1. And there you see the quarter-by-quarter recap. One of the best games I think I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of, Alex. Rivercrest was able to strike first there. You see in the first quarter, they were able to strike twice in the first quarter. Hoxie was able to drive once. They did miss that extra point, so it'd be 14-6. Both teams would find the end zone once in the second quarter. Hoxie did hit a 2-point conversion to make the score 21-14. Rivercrest at the halftime. How about this? Hoxie able to put up 21 points on the board in the third quarter, but it took them a lot longer than it did Rivercrest to get those 21 points. Rivercrest was able to put up 3 touchdowns on 4 total plays. They only ran 4 plays the entire third quarter. That's unreal. And they were able to put up 21 points to go along with it. Hoxie scores first in the fourth quarter, and they get the extra point much needed to tie it up 42-42, and then the excellent drive at the end of the game by Rivercrest to seal the deal, capping it off with that touchdown pitch and catch from Pierce to Hank Hill. They would miss the extra point, but they didn't need it because Hoxie would not have any time left on the clock to drive down the field, and that's where we got our final 48-42. And how about these numbers? Some of the most impressive numbers you'll see at the high school level, especially when we had defense as good as we had tonight. These yardage numbers and the touchdown numbers, I don't think are indicative at all of how the defense has played tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The defense has played great, but how great can you play when Cecil Langston busts off 50-yarder after 50-yarder for a touchdown? He's done it all year, and he did it tonight. Like you said, though, it's not indicative of the score. Both teams had great game tonight, and like you said, it's one of the best games we've ever seen. For sure the best game this year on Tubetown. Man, I can't wait to see what Rivercrest does the rest of the year as well as Hoxie, because Hoxie could have very well won this game, either team.
They absolutely could have had. They had a number of chances to put the ball in the end zone, and a couple of times they had that one unfortunate turnover at around the 5-yard line that just didn't go their way, and Cecil Langston's able to pick it up and just run away with it. So you're right, they had several chances. I think they have to be very proud about how they played here in tonight's ball game, and again, they just gave up this one touchdown pass here at the end of the game. That was right after they committed their first and only defensive penalty of the night, and it's just impressive. You got to be proud if you're Coach Sears of the way your team hung in there and battled hard.
Both teams, both coaches, everybody should be proud of how everything came out tonight. and both teams were just how they should be on every aspect of the football game, and I hope they're all as good as this, and it was a great game tonight.
Cecil Langston, by the way, final yards per carry tonight, 23.7. That's just ridiculous. Unbelievable. So Hoxie will fall to an overall record of 4-2, 2-1 in the 3A3 conference. They'll head down to Osceola next week to face the Seminoles. Meanwhile, Rivercrest moves on to a record of 3-3. Overall on the year, they are 3-0 rather in conference play. What am I saying? They're 4-2 overall on the year. They're 3-0 in conference play. I don't even know. There's horses everywhere. Colts, Mustangs. We've got all kinds of equine running all over the place. Rivercrest will travel to Manila next week to face the Lions. That'll be their next game. Then they'll finish the year with Cedar Ridge, Melbourne, and Osceola. So, again, your final score tonight as we get set to wrap things up here from Rivercrest, 48-42. The Rivercrest Colts defeat the Hoxie Mustangs, and we appreciate you being part of this Tubetown Sports Game of the Week. Don't forget to vote for your Viewers' Choice game starting Monday. Visit tubetownonline.com to vote for your Viewers' Choice Game of the Week. Again, starting Monday. We hope to have you back with us next week as we head down the road to Gosnell as Highland comes into town to take on the Pirates. Thanks for being a part of this one. Thanks to everybody who made this one possible. For Alex Smith, I'm Andy Maness saying so long. We'll see you next week for another Tubetown Sports Game of the Week.